Could you bring me a Sprite?
Oh no, it's a high. Like the camera's up there, so that's why.
Camera's up there. Yeah.
Did you want the Sprite?
No, I don't want your fries.
My legs are not long enough.
I'm done with my
Oh, yeah.
show.
It's all right.
One of my favorite things.
Megan and Lisa will keep it up for you.
That you can't ever just tell me it's like,
Yeah. Dude, I had a 20-minute argument with a lady at McDonald's about what I wanted. I did not want. Just think of fries.
I've been an issue specifically at McDonald's for like my entire life.
Yeah, and I hate being the person who goes, Sprite. And they're like, oh, it's Sprite. But I'm like,
That's what I said.
ah! I was gonna think, like you drink?
Tell me.
I don't want to eat. I want to drink. Sorry.
I don't know. Sure, fine.
I didn't want to burn the dice roll on you.
I get really close to
I have been challenged to use my gas for intestinal distress to clear out the room.
Wait, with what?
Sure.
She said that. See how much
You did.
It's not just like cheese sauce. And it's not just because she's vegan. She's also lactose intolerant.
Which I'm sure part of that part probably makes being vegan a bit easier.
It does.
I already.
It's all like, I mean, yes, I could take a pill,
There will be a fee.
but then I have to spend money. I don't want to spend money. And I'm like, I'd rather just find an alternative.
That's funny. So I've already, like I told her, it's like some days when we come over here, are my cheat days off my diet because there's 0% chance that I can actually eat anything over here because you guys being vegan is like on the exact opposite end of the spectrum from being super keto because you don't eat bacon.
I have heard that there is vegan keto, and that diet looks awful.
I
and
saw
I
a
was
thing.
like, no pass.
I saw a thing on one of the boards about like he's a guy who's from India. He
That's
wants to try keto, and it's like, what can you eat? It's literally just leafy vegetables. It's basically all you can eat because
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of vitamin supplements to make up all the things you don't get.
Oh, you did get the cheese sauce.
That's why it sounds accepted.
Because I think everyone. Thanks.
I've never thought.
I'm gonna use these when they're all things that I wouldn't normally just make by themselves. Great.
What
Squash, much squash.
Oh.
Yeah. Good. And then we don't have stale bread because bread can't get stale in this house.
Nope.
So I just bought a loaf and then I put it in the oven and like dried it out for a little while before I cut it up.
Yeah.
Did you have to wash the oven like a hot? Like, nope, don't take it out.
No, I literally turned the oven on for preheating and then just popped it in.
I feel like the day that bread goes stale in this house is the day you should be terribly concerned. You should be like,
Speaking of which, whose pregame snack is sitting on top of the waterfall?
Who's pretty upset to see that. Oh, that bread!
oh,
So I didn't use the butts of the bread, and I was just eating them. But then I got sidetracked, and there's a half a butt of bread.
no, it's not even a half because I took a bite out of it and then I put it back. you were like sitting there, and I was just like numb, and then I put it back. You didn't even notice. You were just like,
Case in point.
Never go half day.
No. For all the time.
I'd like to be friends with you.
We'll last that bit. Where I'm from, we actually call that bug bread, like the bread that my grandma used to make. We just put like 2 fucking loaves in that pan, and then
Again, if
when
it's a
it
craft,
finishes
but why do they do
cooking,
it that way?
It looks like a round
oh yeah, no, it's dead ass.
Yeah.
You split it right down the middle.
just sexual awakening
Yeah.
from a loaf of bread. Well, that makes sense. Never
I mean,
mind.
that's on brand.
Doesn't that
That's,
say?
yeah, no,
Doesn't that
that's
say things about me?
You know what I mean?
I was like, what's the joke?
Yeah.
So even though you didn't have the same
It's one of those things that
emotional
goes
reaction
around
you
on your
did to
floor
anything,
vacuuming.
did you still enjoy the movie?
Oh, yeah, no, I thought it was good.
Okay.
Cry. Sure good. I just didn't get teary.
That movie.
Okay, that's not true. I got like emotional, but I didn't cry.
Okay.
Alright, I got you.
Did you get Misty?
Also,
Like a
welcome
little.
internet to Dinner with the Sim Talkers.
All right.
That's right.
Spoilers, I guess.
And
For your
Oh, no,
ASMR feed.
Yeah.
We're not gonna.
For your ASMR.
All two of you watching this.
That movie,
so watch it
like,
later.
I definitely, I think definitely, Infinity War was much sadder and more
okay.
tear-jerking than.
Because we weren't expecting it. We were
But
expecting this shit.
like the only reason I teared up at all was because that movie includes specific triggers for like my specific. Hey, you're gonna cry now triggers,
Yeah.
which were him finding, Cassie and him finding Kathy, and then the freaking I love you 3000 at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh!
God, why?
Dad feels.
I didn't really like. I was like, oh. The thing that almost got me was the very, very end of the movie when it's like, oh, Captain America gets to dance with Lee.
Also,
Like-
okay, they have a funeral for Tony.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the funeral for Black?
Who says whatever? Anyway, so Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch were, hanging out by River being like, no, never go.
Hey, oh no, wait, he's married. Never mind. And we're like, yo, UGTF?
Don't you talk about Laura like that. Because the only Laura I will defend.
So she can be a liberated woman. Get up on that hawk. You know what I'm saying? Looking good.
No, he got his family back.
That's what I said. I was like, no, wait, no. He's Jermaine.
Yeah, the hardest part of me was the first 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Like as soon as like he was like, all right, I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
this one's like, no.
They showed up at his
You
farm.
guys
It's like, well,
Infinity War, or nope, Endgame. I don't care.
no.
They're too
Well,
far behind on that whole thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And-
matter.
Did any of you see the box set thing that's been going around?
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just all 22 movies
I know.
from Iron Man all the way up to.
Oh look, it's like
I know
anime.
enough about it at this point, just from being
Like,
exposed to it.
Yeah, John just has like an encyclopedic knowledge about comic book stories, so I just
Infinity War was a better movie.
That's the consensus I'm hearing about.
Like, you know what? You can get really what you need to out of Endgame by going on YouTube and finding the 2-minute clip of Captain America 1v1ing Thanos like it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you really need out of that movie to really get the full impact of that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's
I don't
good.
know. Dad bod Thor.
it's not even
It's not dad bod, it's just fat Thor.
Thor.
The best thing about Thor, like about that whole thing, is that when he changes costumes, he magics a brain into this fucking beard.
Which
Yeah.
made me ridiculously stupidly happy.
Right? He's like,
So, I actually appreciated this because I felt like it was accurate. Some people had problems with it, like, but whatever. So, when they get to Thor.
Oh, I know about this.
Oh, you know about
these
you read
these
the
two
things about
bros
this?
hanging out.
Because
It
the
was so
very
good.
thing I follow, where he like talked about this.
Well, so the idea was
It
like
was an elephant in the room, and you're like, y'all, we're not going to talk about this elephant.
no. So that was like the thing because there were a few times when they addressed his being overweight and they like made it a joke, like oh, we see that he was eating a lot of cheeseburgers.
Like
It was
those
something
characters
stupid.
wouldn't make those jokes.
But I was like, so I kind of like got where that community was coming from and why they were disappointed. But at the same time, I was still like,
being fat is kind of still that's still okay to make fun of. So it's
Yes.
because of that big.
well,
woo.
but also the other bit about it is that like
Okay, act like, but you know.
the other bit about it is that to the characters, it's like it's a
Is
It
this
is
the
a clear-
content you wanted, internet?
it is-
We are doing it.
That
It's
is
a-
choice as shit.
it's a clear sign that there is something wrong with him because he is 1,000 years old and he's never been he's always been a chiseled statue of a man, and in a 5-year time span he just decides to completely let go and drown himself in alcohol, which to be fair, he was drowning himself in alcohol for a very long time, so I don't know why earthly beer as opposed to.
Yeah, that
You
does-
know,
that
I was
does
about to
raise-
say, I think the pizza might also have been a factor.
That's also the thing, but like, I guess he was like extremely keto before because he was only consuming like the meat of like the giant boars.
That is one of the things that I was curious about, was because I'm like, okay, if he's this deity with these ridiculous god powers, why does he suddenly make the choice, or is it a thing that he has to work on actively to keep that chiseled physique?
Because it doesn't ever look like he works out.
Right.
Like, who knows what it was?
But I mean,
Well, yeah, the comparison with
Oh, we didn't know what it was.
Infinity
It was his hammer.
it's tough, right? Like for these
Oh, yeah.
large suites, always where you get like a lot of that, you know,
Which I
like
think
the price is lower than their stakes raised. The conclusion, it's hard to get like something that will hit as hard, right? Like a lot of those epics, like it's the conclusion, everyone's like, all right, it was okay, right? It was
Well, I mean, that's why, like, you know, when you watch Game of Thrones, it's always the second to last episode of every season. That's the one where, like, oh shit, like all the crazy shit happens. It's always the penultimate episode, because then the last episode is like, okay, now we're wrapping things up. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and like it was understandable too that this movie was basically just a big pile of fan service, which was fine. It's good. Like it's like, hey, you've watched all these movies. Now here's a bunch of stuff that only people who have watched all of these movies are super gonna appreciate.
It kind of is
Yeah.
the ending to Infinity War that you wanted at the end of Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like,
But now it's like too much time to pass.
because if you were invested in Infinity War enough, you probably would have been fine with going to the bathroom, running back in, and sitting there for another 3 hours
Yeah.
to watch the conclusion. Because I was ready to do that at that point. Which is why I was like, yeah, no, let's go see this 3-hour movie, because it should be good.
Yeah.
And it
well,
was good.
that's the thing, is like, it's good enough to where you sit there for 3 hours, but it doesn't feel like it's 3 hours.
Oh yeah, that part was great for me.
Because
Yeah.
people are like, oh my
That
god, it's 3
pacing was
hours, and it's not,
fantastic.
but it's
I
good.
didn't feel that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels
No.
like it feels like
And that-
normal length.
Is a feat.
I'd like to
Because
remind everyone that Titanic was 3 hours.
that alone.
that did feel like
Titanic was 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Did you have a problem with Titanic?
No,
Right?
Oh, okay.
Titanic was 3
Right
hours.
when I saw
Yeah,
it,
it was
it was 3:15. Fucking just the regular theatrical cut of Return of the King, which is usually, which is like what, I think it's 4.
We tried to watch. I don't remember what the last time it was that we tried to watch all three of them the same day.
Oh,
and
I've
we
watched
ran out
all
of time.
No.
Because we didn't start.
We didn't start early, but still.
When I got my box set, I
like
woke up
10
at 6 in
freaking
the morning. I
Alright,
went to
so what
the
happened?
gym,
your point.
and then I watched
They're over 3
the
hours.
first two, went to the gym again, and then came home and watched the third one because I needed to feel like I wasn't being a horrible
Slug.
slug.
I like that. I like that.
Gym in the middle.
I'm
You know,
upset.
beginning
You need to watch it while
I'm
you're
upset
at the gym.
I'm upset at how weak you are.
And I've done it more than once.
Yeah.
That's why I bought those Blu-rays.
Nah, dude, the end of Endgame, I was like, this is one of the best WoW movies I've ever seen. Because that fucking combat to that scene at the end, I was like,
It was specifically better than the WoW.
oh, it was so good. Yeah, no, well, because that was because like I'm sitting next
Wait,
to one
did
of the
you mean
people,
wow?
Yeah.
as in World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting
He
next
meant
to
wow, and I went wow.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was sitting next to one of my mates that I raid with, and like the whole time I'm like, Fury Warrior, Front Warrior, Arms Warrior.
Like I said, I was really happy. I was really happy that Cap got to go full cleric.
Oh yeah, no,
You
that's
fat
great.
boy.
You
These
need to
are-
share the fat boy with the rest of the class.
These are ID tags that people are giving their dog owners. This one's in Spanish. It says, "Do not feed me pizza." Apparently, he hangs outside of the pizza parlor enough that they had to give him his own dog tag.
That's a little Caesars.
Yeah, it is a
Well,
little
Well,
Caesars. Yes.
and that's even more dangerous to
Right?
an animal.
Right.
I
Okay.
just met you, and this is crazy, but I am lost, so call me Bailey.
Aww.
All right, so while she's doing that, what the hell happened last time?
I made a baby.
I ate
He's
you.
really
I
fucking
made a
I did
sad.
joke.
not
I made
roleplay
a
that
joke.
with you. I made a baby.
You made a baby and then
We would have faded to black.
He's just
I
really, he's really fucking sad right now. And Emo's not going to come out for another, 170 years at this
Yeah,
point.
he's got all the time in the
No,
world.
but country's live, and he's like,
This is true.
So like, apparently, we are now on the city of Independence. Yeah, we're in, and there's,
Now, wasn't paying attention at all.
I mean, dropped hints for us, and we went full Dresden on that shit. So we're like, nope,
I see nothing.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't like that, man, but that one's alright.
I'm sorry, I just didn't like it.
That's all I need to know.
I have, they killed Perry, lol, just kidding, I turned him down to
All the fact that
Why does that keep happening?
because
Oh yeah, you were dropping.
if you work the same way that cats work, it's because there's oil in your hair, and then it's warm, so you're shedding, and the shedded hair catches the heat oil, which is why we have to get rid of a haircut.
Wow, so
Are you crying because you're sad? Or are you crying because it's true?
She told me the story of the fact that like
Your wife made Lisa cry.
I made me so proud. Oh.
I said your wife.
Too real?
Yeah, she told me the story like that. You guys, you started your dressing game and went off on a tangent for 2 years, and then came back and finally did the thing that she had originally planned for the first section.
That's what I just asked her. I was like, do you want to go for the lion haircut next time we go to the alley? And she's like, you fucking shit.
Which part are you gonna leave the little top?
Well, we'll just do a little bit, the dirty top.
What did you say that made her cry?
Oh no, she has like a knot in her hair.
A big ass knot in her hair.
And she was messing with it, and then Jess said, why does this keep happening?
Look
And
at
I said,
this. Look at this knot.
oh yeah.
and I said, well, if you work the way cats work, it's because there's oil in your hair, and then it's warm, so you're shedding, and the shedded hair just sticks to the rest of your hair. Because that's how naps form.
Yeah.
And then she just started crying.
I think this also has to do with the fact of how I was torturing her earlier. Because I went to. I don't need to shit. I'm sorry. I took it out.
Please, you don't die on the way to share. There's some primo streaming shit right now.
That's that spicy internet content you asked for.
Right? That's where the fucking subscription fee.
I took out the vacuum cleaner earlier and we hadn't used it in a while, so I was like, oh, I need to like cut all of it.
Oh,
Really,
yeah.
cut out.
I emptied it before.
The whole strip was like blue. And I was like,
It's
Lisa!
supposed to be black.
I was like, what? And she's like, I'm sorry, I shed all the time. I don't even know how I still have hair on my head. And I was cutting off like all the chunks. And I was like, look at this. I can make another you out of this.
We'll just send it to Rabbit so she can filter it.
That's weird, but also cool.
For reals though, what's your regimen? Because people be killing people for that hair.
I have a lot
I
of
fell
hair that,
into the accursed pool of the forever hair.
dude, I have the same problem. Every surface in our house is covered.
Our fucking tub is like there's remnants in it.
Yeah,
Like-
because every time I
Full
wash,
handful.
yeah, every time I wash my hair, like a piece, like a chunk this
There's
big.
I keep a hairbrush in the shower so I can at least catch it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I know I have my hair buzzed, but I do not have this problem.
No, I've always had that problem.
Your family seems to have better hair.
I used to when I had longer hair.
Yeah, same.
My hair doesn't care how long it is.
Like I think I had this problem when I had the luscious long.
I mean, unless
I
you
don't
still have
remember
it. Do I
having
still have
this
this
problem.
problem?
That's because you like grabbing like
Like I'm sweeping this room right
Mostly
now.
because the cat can't go
It takes like 5 minutes. Fuck yeah.
I mean, she's still good, but it won't destroy the
This is
mood.
what
It destroys
excites
it
us.
perfectly.
You need to get one of those and she'll lay up on there because
And then she'll destroy that, which is fine.
So I'm crying because I was laughing and I couldn't do
Okay, so
yeah,
It was
what
the
Court's in a couple days.
Found out stuff. The last time I have to
So
Hickory invites Peter. That's what it's.
Oh, that's right. He's gonna go make him try to get him to
Not be
not be a
depressed.
sad boy.
We don't want to press the clown in your food.
Capital S, a capital A, capital B, capital B, capital A, capital I.
Yeah.
Sad boy. Or I don't know. Would you spell it B-O-Y-E?
I saw the movie from like
What would
a
you
it was real weird.
His hair so many possibilities.
It's like I said.
Dude, I heard about the Satan law.
Glenn Danzig.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I want to share this again.
Walls.
My attack side and invest in confetti.
All right, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
It was, oh, thank you, God! It was topical because we just did Health Equal,
Oh.
and it's all mixed up and Deathlock nerds, and so it was so good. Oh yes, my escapades in.
What happened? How did we get intestinal confetti?
Oh, I heard you heard about my dark secret.
What's that?
Megan told me she outed me to you.
What, that you rate? That you wow?
That I role play
Oh yeah.
doing theater.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she did. I mean, it wasn't like a big deal. I'm like, oh, that's a weird thing, but not. I'm like, that's a weird
Don't
thing.
play it.
But also at the same time,
We know.
not unexpected. So, like, that's not the weirdest thing.
I
think
mean,
that
it's one of the nerdier things I've ever heard of, but not the nerdiest.
Oh, you know, it's the Inception rule blend.
Like, I think that's one of the most shameful things I've told my therapist. Like really, that was one of the things I was like, oh, I really don't want to talk to you about this.
I mean, I guess the most that I've done for Inception roleplay was run a game in which the characters in the game ended up playing a role-playing game.
I mean,
Nice.
that's just funny, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's no, yeah. And like we all like, I was tempted to do that in Dresden because Dresden does that,
Yes.
I
which
think
was choice.
somebody needs to put together a thing that allows you to import D&D rules into WoW so that everybody can gather around the table and you can use that as your like D&D server so that you can just, you know.
They kind of do already.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There's a rule system built in.
That game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
yeah, there
you
is
can
rules.
just
That game has been around long enough that they. Yeah.
And, I got all the add-ons. So
That's pretty great.
like,
Mhm.
it's,
So that laugh right there.
That's a good one.
There's, I have line club members that come in and they're getting married. They have children together, whatever doesn't mean. But they brought in her oldest daughter this time, like first time I've ever met one of the kids. No, so her fiance, the husband, has this very like, you know how your laugh?
Yeah.
We can tell it's you.
Yeah.
No matter where the fuck you are.
Yeah.
His laugh, you can tell it's him.
Nice.
And he came in with his parents today, and his dad did it.
when
Like,
you found out where it was.
and I went, oh, that's hereditary. And I could not stop myself from saying it. And then they're like, what? I'm like, oh, I said that out loud.
Oh,
His giggle. And then he did it back, and then they like did it back and forth.
getting my dad's family together.
Yeah, so I'm like, no.
I don't know about the same laugh, but I always felt like I'd attained greatness whenever you get her and Val to
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and chirp against each other.
That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Those were good old days.
So the one of you would squeak.
That was me.
I was gonna say like Val is easy mode though with that. She just starts
Yeah.
giggling no matter what.
Yeah, but you gotta get the two of them, and then it like.
Could have been
What was her laugh like? His?
his. He laughs like a dolphin.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh man.
Perpetual motion
I'm
machine.
so sorry I missed that.
Sounds great.
So we. Yeah, there was intestinal confetti because the dogs were ripping the intestines of the guy out.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And they
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember it with the drawings.
yeah, that's right.
I forgot about the Tesla thing.
Well,
You guys all look over there.
They toured with Guar. It was great.
I mean, it does really sound
So-
exactly like that.
Yeah, my girl.
It's just like,
It's your husband sitting right there.
According to my dad, we can pee on
I
it.
was gonna make that joke, but I thought it was.
And how it works.
How does that work?
That's just his answer for things these days.
Oh, if the next time he says that,
You were
I'm gonna
all-
be like,
Didn't you see the post about my bug bite?
Yeah, but like the next
Sure
time
has.
the next time he says it, I'm gonna be like, all right, go for it. Let's do it, old man.
No,
Regardless.
you don't want to see that old man go on. It was the peeing on it comment, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you don't have to look in order to get peed on, but like I'm aware of the logistics.
All
I
right.
walk away for like 10 seconds.
This is going back on our
That big.
This is
Who is
the
talking
context.
about my dad's dog?
Okay.
No, this is going in the OC file.
Because my wife just said she'd let your dad pee on her. Like that's
More specifically, that she would ask him to.
right, yeah.
No, the next time he brings it up. Not I'm gonna say like, hey, you
Accept
need to
the
do
offer.
this.
That's a
Yes.
that's a real like
Yeah.
a specific thing of like how often does somebody bring up, hey, you want me to pee on you? Is that
Enough apparently.
Yeah.
You don't know.
People exist.
You don't know. You have no idea.
You have no clue if you just unleashed, my friend.
Okay. That's fair. That's my bad.
He's like,
I like
I'm
how
saving.
Bill and Felix were like,
Don't ask this question.
Oh,
Don't ask questions.
Have you asked him specifically what you're supposed to do if a jellyfish stings you?
No, I haven't asked that yet. Because
See what his answer is for that. I'm curious.
Okay, now I get the context.
No, you did.
It was funnier without it.
welcome.
Okay.
This is the content I subscribe for.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, no, that's right.
Indeed.
So
What happened when you guys got to Independence? You met.
We waited to
Did you kill someone?
Imperial suppressed.
just
She tried to eat Bertram.
Well, so there was a trap on our way there.
that's right.
Oh,
You
no.
did.
Oh no, I remember that. But
So,
now
wait, are
you're
we-
past that.
Wait, we're still only in Independence? Because I wrote down that we made it to Kansas City. Oh, yes. It's Kansas City at the end of this. Sorry. The line right
We were
before
going from-
Victory
Oh, yeah,
Fights
yeah.
Perry.
We're going from
You fast track
Independence
travel.
to-
But first it was, okay, Independence, Perry suppressed, Chet chose Abe, Powdy chose
Because
Bippa,
Mike has
because
like
of
a
important things.
Candy Crush like game.
That's right. He's my boy now. I had a check.
Have you seen it before?
Not the movie, but I know what it is.
Okay, they have a little pig. He collects outfits. This is their Cinco de Mayo outfit.
Oh no.
There you go. Julia, where am I?
Well, all right.
It's adorable.
I'm like, I don't know how to put this okay. I'm actually really surprised at how quiet it's gotten.
I think they realized we could be louder without the key.
We don't need it. We don't need your shitty holidays.
Also, we talk about dicks a lot more.
It was descended from people from Puebla.
I'm allowed.
I put that in the description for the.
All that I want.
That
There you
was
go.
like, yeah, if you
My great grandfather was mayor of Puebla, actually, as it turns
oh,
out.
your royalty.
So I tried to figure out.
Oh,
Nice.
there we go.
So I actually tried to
But you
find
have
out
to say
whether or
it
not
just like that.
we
Otherwise
were
you don't sound
Puebla.
nice.
Every time. With the finger guns.
did not even come up in my top 10.
No, those were tortillas.
He was actually a composer and orchestra leader also. It's famous. I don't
But that
know.
was sheet music.
Holy shit. I was no good at it.
I got her.
I'm picking up what you're doing.
Why are you making fun of my
Because
grandfather?
it was just the accent.
Tony's making the I'm
on you.
disappointed in my children.
See, I tried to get it on topic.
We don't
I
so
tried
much.
twice too, so
I know. It's okay.
We don't so much get sidetracked as we aim for the ditch and fucking gun it.
And a hiccup out and then
Yep.
back in.
I will tell you though, I appreciate you three so much for like letting us do it and then getting back on track. Like as opposed to
There's no alternative.
no, there is. You can really
I'm
push.
at your mercy. I'm trying.
Tony knows.
It doesn't
all
help.
the things with jamming is that
Y'all
you
are
shouldn't.
just
force it.
outright
Because
double
ultimately,
tasking.
you are
in
here
the
to
middle
have
of the
fun
game.
with
Yep.
That's
that you
fine.
like.
Don't worry, you get triggered and sidetracked anyway.
running at this
Oh,
table.
I know. I just passive aggressively wait in silence until everyone realizes.
That's right.
something.
And
And
then
then
we
2 years
bullshit for
later-
2 years. Yeah.
We're just like, wow, we're the idiots.
Yep.
Also, we have a sign.
Running at this table is
Hey,
like
man,
driving in
That
fucking
tunnel
snow
was
and
creepy.
ice.
We didn't go. Nah, it was bad news, so we did everything else but that.
Speaking of which, I told somebody else, sorry, when I was being with friends today, the story of your betrothal to the friend.
What?
The D&D game that we ran, and he got betrothed to Fred because he beat her in a wrestling
Oh, that's
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. They have to.
I missed
Or
it.
Bill, not Fred, Bill.
Yeah, Bill, sexy Bill.
Was this when I was in Ohio? When I was in Iowa?
You were there.
Wait, so there was a
The
bill in your
betrothal
game, but
happened?
there's also a bill.
It's happened.
No, there was a general-
They tweeted more peanut.
Oh, that's correct. Yes, I recall.
Yeah.
I passed out first.
Midwest.
And then strong arm, and then we wrestled.
I'm just
for a
happy
bit,
to
and then-
remember what happened at this point.
Hey, Arn.
Hey, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
remember what happened.
Yeah, you were part of what happened in this game.
So we're just depressed, and we are now in Kansas City, and there's going to be court
Did
soon.
Hickory
There.
take Harry?
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you got kids, right? Can you talk to him? I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Hickory
That's
was
right,
just like,
yeah.
You're sad.
Took him aside.
Let's go.
And he was like, less
Hickory gave
sad.
me the,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hard.
yeah.
You know, he took that boy hunting.
Yeah, I took
Yeah.
it.
And now Patty is now portraying Patty. And
Oh,
is finally dressed and walking about with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she all hurt
No.
now.
Go fix your boy up. You're gonna get some nature time. You're gonna piss in the river side by side in complete silence.
And Lily gets caught looking at a flower that's like really fucking nice for a while.
Dr.
That's right, because he's a tour.
Dr. Frankenfurter,
Yeah, we got to find out what his name is.
Rocky that bad boy.
Go on a
Great.
journey. Yeah. Yeah.
Which one?
One of the red ones.
Oh yeah, I had that earlier. I think
Big
it's
move.
one of the tropical.
Like fruit punch?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like fruit punch.
All right, so y'all wanna do anything the next couple nights in Kansas City,
So
Missouri,
is the plan for us to
Or
establish
Kansas
ourselves
City.
here, or do we have
Kansas?
Well, we came here because our first port got burned down.
Most of Kansas City is actually
Missouri, and that state is Kansas, and then you travel up to Wyoming over Kansas. Go-
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. What?
Like, I know that we're here because
1880.
This shit was on fire.
1840.
It's 1849.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we had the 5 years and then the fire.
But it's about a year.
Oh,
Several
a year.
months.
Yeah, because we started it in
5 years.
We started in 1848, and now it's 1849. So now it's gold rush.
so I don't think we're planning on trying to like establish a stronghold here or anything like that.
Well, the people already have.
We're just here because we're
Homeless.
homeless, yeah. Because all our shit burned down.
Well, that was cute.
I'm double homeless.
Honestly, I never had.
I was homeless to start with.
Double secret homeless.
Right.
Can I talk some of the shit I have?
I mean,
I have a hand mirror.
You've been playing the rogue and just
Oh,
hoarding
yeah.
random shit.
Yeah.
like
Heck yeah, I live poor, so like I just try to find money for
She's been
it.
playing a video.
She's-
She's
what do
been
you got?
losing
She's just
everything.
kleptic.
I've got a hand mirror with doves on it, and
Isn't that hers?
I don't know.
I just have stuff written on my sheet just because it's not on some other people's sheets right now.
No, I think we stole
I've
that
got like
one.
4 personalities. I don't know which one.
That might have been like there was a
Oh,
No,
you
it was
did
mine.
You went to the camera.
Because you went to Chloe to help you, and you were like, "Yeah, the lady said you would help me." She's like, "Oh, okay."
No,
the
no,
lady
but
said-
also at the bandit camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that mirror came from the
In pocket watch. Because I asked you, are these? Let me look for things that look valuable. So I
Nice,
got
yeah.
these things.
All right, yeah. If you wish to try and hawk those, do you want to try and enlist the aid of some people who might have a better idea of how to get rid of that stuff, or are you just gonna like?
I probably should ask somebody who can actually be around it today or something. This doubles my coverage.
You remove.
Oh yeah.
Did anyone else want to attempt anything in the next couple nights before court
Just to find somebody to stay.
in the new
So I don't have to keep sleeping in this box.
Kansas City? Let's see.
I'm tired of sleeping in a chest. It's clothes, not my
Well,
Okay. Oh well,
so-
I'm Liza right now, so I'm. Liza be doing this.
go ahead and roll me a d10 and tell me what you get.
I
there-
have 6.
6? Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give yourself a temporary resource dot.
Okay.
And then if you want a big shiny thing that requires using that dot, let me know and we'll erase that and it's good.
Okay. I actually have another one too, though, because I got it from. Because I got all that stuff, but then I was also like, it's just like random gold. Okay, cool. So now I've got. Okay.
Yeah, sure. You liquidated your assets.
I'm hoarding money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I feel like I need to start finding stashes to put them in.
You know,
Just
divided
sew it
by
in
all the
your
personalities. Actually,
Yeah.
you have to split it all.
Start sewing into the lining of things. So that's what people do.
So in Kansas City, in this Kansas City, not the real one, in this Kansas City, there's a few places you could stay that would hold you up. There is a public house called the Gilded Hearth that has some ladies who frequent the common room fairly often and enjoy the company of gentlemen on a semi-regular basis. Across the street is seems to be the competing establishment, the Jaded Current. It seems to be a much more rowdy establishment, and yeah, them bitches is hookers. So, well, choose what you like. There's another cool place called Pam's Place that is a little more upscale, a little quieter, and
Upscale hookers.
it has.
No, that's the first one.
The first one was we have ladies. The other one has women up front. Oh, hey, I'll suck your dick for a $1.
$1 a lot.
Yeah.
It's really important for me.
Stop reading our notes. But no, and Pam's Place is sort of a large one-story building that is actually like a proper like hotel.
Yes, I suppose I would stay at this place.
What was it? What kind of
Not
haircut
the
did you want,
ladies.
though? So what was the first one?
Gilded Hearth.
Gilded Hearth.
And true to its name, there's a large fireplace in the common room that has
Gilding?
gold. It's definitely nice and
So,
well polished and
As
gives
a
off a nice look.
proud daughter, I need to be escorted by my father. Where are you going? What was
The Jaded Current.
He's just like, I was gonna go sleep out in the woods, and now I have to take care of this child.
C-U-R-R-E-N-T.
I'll go with you.
I'm gonna take a residence at Pam's Place. What is there?
Well-
where we should go?
Well, out of these three, I think only the hotel will not give you connections.
Fair.
At least
You
right
said
now.
Pam's
Wow.
Place is the hotel.
Yeah, let's go there.
How does question? How does
It's a hotel.
Bird's
We'll be
Run
fine.
react around either of the
It's
other
a
two
hotel.
establishments?
Aren't they
I think
really
he's very
expensive?
excited just to be there.
We got to figure it out.
Whereas-
I think he just likes being part
Yeah,
of
yeah,
us.
don't worry
and,
about
you know,
Okay.
he's just happy to be involved.
I just
Like,
I don't want him to. He's a little Lenny with the rats.
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want. I don't
No,
want.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so long as none of them take their boots off or wave them in his face.
He
You know,
has feet that- That's right. I forgot about that.
he's got a fairly even temperament, you know, as
Okay.
long as you're not dangling the carrot, so to speak.
Which
So,
of the three places is the nicest?
Pam's Place is the most normal.
No, I'm not worried about that one. Which one do you think does it look like I would have to spend the most money to stay at?
Probably Gilded.
The Gilded Earth.
Okay, that's where.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a not so young lady who appears to be the one in charge,
Trying to help out.
and she
I
goes,
was like, "Damn, what do you
"Oh, a gentleman from Europe. How lovely!
From Europe.
Period.
With a
And you wish
Y.
to stay with or without a room companion.
No, I have all the. I checked.
I do not require.
I do not require any additional companionship beyond my map.
Oh,
It is not.
okay. And so she works out a price with you, but you're like, no, whatever. Yes, well, money's no object, although that's a lot of money, but whatever. You know,
It's like,
I
how
haven't-
much money do you have? And it's like,
you
gold bar.
Yeah, she's like, well, very well. Would you like breakfast in the morning? Free with the room?
That same. Which one? That like
And
that.
I'm like, I'm thinking it for a second. I'm trying to figure,
It's like,
I'm trying to figure
she
out how to
doesn't
tell
mean
my-
breakfast the way
She
I
doesn't
mean
mean breakfast the way I
but
think.
she might not mean breakfast the way I think she would mean breakfast.
No, I have a couple of my own. It's a secret range.
Well, alrighty, but if you need anything,
Russell Peters.
you come on down, let us know.
And I said, come.
So he notices one of the legs hanging off of the piano in the
Yeah.
corner. He's very
And
very excited to
I
be
take
here.
I take a stop to the what I assume is Madam. One thing, if you send anybody up to the room for cleaning or service or anything like that, please make sure they are wearing socks and boots and everything covering their feet. Otherwise,
That's
perhaps
okay. Feet are
issues with my servant.
Ooh, thank you for letting us know. Beforehand, much appreciated.
I go
Thank
over
you.
and I take my cane and I tap him.
She actually,
Hey,
yeah, that's right. She actually pulls one of the 5 keys on her hoop and hands one over to you, and she's like, "I'm the one who has the other one, so let me know."
Thank you very
All the doors, they don't need keys.
much. Yeah, we go.
Yeah, so yeah, you get situated, and oh yes, there is it's decent. It's decent.
Does it look reasonably like? Are there giant bay windows or something like that that I have to deal with?
Oh no, and the curtains are nice and thick and heavy, so that it can be like mood lit any time of day.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah, so that's that, and everyone else seems to be pulling up at Pam's place.
Yeah. Yeah, except for the one that's going for the hookers.
Oh yeah, you're out for that jaded. We'll get there in a second. What's that?
I immediately get the address to Pam's place and run off and post full satchels full of letters.
Absolutely. All right. So the jaded current has a swinging door, as it were.
Perfect.
You slide on in,
Jiffy.
and you walk in, and there is an ancient, wiry man behind the bar, and he sort of eyes you up and down, and you see that there's other patrons about. There's some people playing cards. There's someone playing on a fairly untuned piano. This doesn't even have a second story. It's just like 3 hallways that go farther back. And
She chose down.
there are people in people's laps left and right. There's a party going on. It's pretty great.
People know what they hate.
Mhm.
She sits down. Goblins and little more boys.
Ante in and play out
Boy, they have no
a
idea.
you here as a patron, or are you just here to play cards?
Like,
I'm not sure what the difference is. Do you mean am I gonna buy a drink?
Or any other goods of the establishment?
wow.
Not like that, honey. But
I
if you
want a
want to bring me a
standing
beer, I'll bring
Okay. And he turns around and sort of like pauses as he's turned around, and then moves forward if nothing happens, and he then he heads over to the bar, and you can see that the little guy behind the bar glances over every so often. You're very much it's very much a I don't know what to make of this individual sort of situation.
Are they me safe?
Pardon?
I don't know why I said that. That was an automatic response.
What are they?
Thank you very much.
Like apple turnovers.
That's good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tony said my seasoning was extra.
That was extra,
Wow.
extra tasty.
Yeah,
Well, I tasted it raw in the bowl before they went in, so
that's your problem.
which if I'd known that going in, I probably would have had a different opinion. But
These don't actually, there's actually don't have like butter or anything in them. That's crazy.
Amazing.
Oh, you can have it.
There's no butter in this.
Oh.
It's too bad you guys can't taste these because these are stupidly good.
Deal with it.
No, man, this is so good.
Oh shit.
Oh, wow, okay. Now what is that?
okay.
Food bars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Just like
All of a sudden my
food
shirt
bars,
just explodes off my body.
yeah.
I'm injected into the next
No, they
room.
don't have any.
I know, right? That was a bowl of pork. Holy umami. It's concentrated in each bite.
My mommy was in the cheese sauce.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's what it was. Do I gotta get tested?
Wow.
Venus.
We're in high school all over again. It's amazing.
Celebrate our holiday, bitches.
What, penis?
Every day's penis day,
I mean, I thought
whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, he comes back with a beer, and
I could hear it.
good things.
I could feel the blonde.
He's like, that's all right, and it's a good size sign. He's like, that's half a bit, or if you want to start a tap.
There you go.
And he's like, okay. And he wanders back over to the bar. You get in a couple hands. You manage to take the table like the first round, and then they wise up, and then it starts getting a little more interesting as they're like, oh shit, okay,
No, she's really playing, guys.
yeah, and then oh, she's not working, she's working.
Oh, whatever. She's just a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this woman's kicking your ass.
Do you actually drink
I like.
just for the show of it?
I sip on it just to let everybody know that there's nothing to see here.
Mhm.
I am a human.
Yeah.
Doing human
You
things.
After a little
accidentally
while.
like spill it all the time.
Yeah.
whoops.
Fancy a game of cards,
After a
fellow
bit-
humans.
Human food.
Right.
Oh no.
Let's exchange a few hands while I totally breathe.
Oh, dude.
Well,
Well, I do have the
blood
thing
point to
where
Yes.
You got a blush of life.
it's not that I have a blush of life, but I have a deceptive aura, so my aura is more human, and my what should we do? My specialty in subterfuge is feigning mortality.
Yeah, that's it.
So
So yeah, that's all part of it.
It's all
I-
right.
It's great. Um,
The upper class don't have to do that.
I mean,
yeah, after a little while of you sitting there,
Practical
this brassy young lady comes over and sets a really dark liquid in a very small glass next to you. She's like, "You look a little thirsty."
stares at it, looks back at the bartender.
He's not looking at all.
What is this?
Sniff.
Oh, it's strong. It's good. It's gonna be smooth. It's gonna burn.
It can't be smooth and burn.
Oh yeah, it can.
That's how I've always experienced things. So, and then of course, this isn't my bag, baby. So,
Nah, fuck it.
and she's like, "Ooh, you didn't even cough nothing."
Well, I'm always coughing. So.
cloud.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I know how to hold my liquor. It's fine.
Right.
She finds little subtle ways to familiarly put her hand on you,
Oh.
and she's
Oh, I
like,
see where this is starting
and she's
to go.
like, "Name's Delia. You need anything? Just shout my name."
Nah,
Giggle.
nah.
Yeah.
And she as she sort of buzzes off back around through the room.
It's like, boy in rouge, Julia, just getting punched in the
List of people I'm punching in the neck.
That's how Bill
And
shows
you sort
affection.
of settle in. It's actually fairly what the fuck.
Yeah, no, it's more.
Once it becomes apparent that you're there you're just there to have a good time and you feel so attacked right now.
It's an inside-out peanut butter jelly sandwich.
That
With the peanut butter and the jelly.
you start.
Why would you do that?
It's sticky.
Sorry.
Yeah, Delia's there to help for any old little thing or whatever, and like
Reaction.
It's sticky.
Rouge Boy sort of seems to get let go early or something. I don't know. But yeah, so you're just gonna camp out there for the next couple days.
Yeah. At some point, I'll probably return for a nice. Where are they?
I don't know.
Off hunting.
Oh, they're still up hunting.
There's the
Or
group.
are they
Yeah,
coming back? Or?
it'll come up in a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, if it's getting on in the night, Delia's actually like,
Yes.
you gonna need my cars all night? You gonna need a room?
I mean, walking really close.
Well, come on then. And she like leads you back. A lot of sachet. And
With the mattress.
yeah, there's a few there seems to be like a handful of rooms at the very back that are actually properly like flop rooms for whomever. They smell a little. It's all right, you know. But obviously they're not rooms for working because they don't have any little extra things other than like a mug with a couple prairie flowers in it, just to sort of try. And she's like, I need flowers.
Perfect. The timing was excellent.
Post fantastic. I'm glad I didn't spit on.
And she's like, at night, just put a chair up against the door because we ain't got no keys.
Wow. That's fine.
And you're like, yeah, no, this is sturdy chairs. That'll definitely stop. The door won't come down before the chair goes. All right. No, that's good.
What's our curtaining situation?
There's one window and a blanket.
All right.
And yeah, it
Like over
pretty much what it is. And yeah, as long as no one comes in and fucks with that blanket.
Yeah.
And with the chair up against the door, ain't nobody can fuck with that blanket.
Yeah, this looks good.
Well, all right then, and then it'll be this minute, and you can pay it at the bar, you can give it to me, whatever, whomever, it's fine.
All right.
All right, well, like I said, anything you need, bye, on down the hall. Lots of sachet, lots of sachet.
I just imagine like when if you're walking, her hips go from like here to here as she walks.
Oh yeah,
Well, she's already got the bustle, so
That's
it's just swinging.
oh yeah. Late baby got busted. And so that's going there. How's it going there? There. Cool. All right. Oh,
What does Pillsbury go?
Frank / Eliza, right?
Yes. Frankly.
Anyone who's at Pam's place, go ahead and make me a perception plus alertness. Difficulty 7, but for Frank, make it 5.
Ah.
Great.
4.
All right. So there seems to be a poster board in the lobby / dining room in the common room, and there's various job ads and such and such expedition train is leaving this day and then wanted posters and that sort of thing. You note that. You note a few familiar names just from they made it out of St. Louis antique beer. That's neat. Same with you. You notice a missing poster, and there's a younger woman who's on the missing poster who looks crazy familiar. And as you look closer at it, it reads, "Missing sister." Send any news to Pam's place for T. Bradford. Particularly helpful info may be rewarded.
I am going to try to save a hand that thing off the board.
Sure. Go ahead and make a Dex plus subterfuge.
My difficult skill.
Like a 6. No one really is.
Yeah.
No one's really. Although the rest of you three can go ahead and make a perception plus a witness roll.
More special than everybody else for having one more die.
Yeah, sure. The girl looks a bit like Frankie.
Holy fuck. No, just the hardest slap of deja vu.
With 3 right now?
All through this.
Oh.
Even the holy fuck out of the tear went, it's still going.
It's like we've been doing.
It was specifically she. It's like Frankie. Like,
So what did you get for that sleight of hand?
Got 5.
5? What do you got?
I had 4.
All right. You notice Frankie was acting weird next to the post board, which
It
is
looks like
kind of part of
it
the plot.
happens.
No, yeah, you managed to yank that sucker down. Good job.
I keep it though.
Yeah.
Like slip it into whatever. Like I'm pissed off because I sold my dresses and now I realize I worse my dresses. So, but you know,
Just having a day.
You do a lot of self-sabotage. There's just multiple sellers.
okay.
you're supposed to roll something?
Oh, to see whether or not you noticed Frankie yanking the thing off the board. So same roll again, but
I mean, I recognized it was her.
it wasn't her.
Well, I mean, it looked like her.
Similar.
Yeah.
Double T6.
Well, I mean, like now you probably now notice that it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Like, I was looking at it, and now it's gone. Huh.
Wasn't there something?
It's okay.
Yeah, right?
Chloe and Pierre are yeah, sorry. Chloe and JP are doing a little bit of a struggle bus with it.
Oh no.
What's wrong with your life?
It was a
I don't know how apples were in my mouth.
This thing was a whole plate
I
of
tried
3
to
acts.
turn
you
it
guys.
to bite it at a different angle of my hand. Just stop.
I'm just happy to know I'm not the only one aroused by these things.
It kept happening.
I mean, I feel like the table is just like rising randomly. It's just like what?
So okay. That's like this done.
You were looking like you were about to burst in Canada.
Oh, I guess.
It's close. It was the guest ensemble.
So who's like, is there somebody obviously who is like the proprietor or whoever?
Well, yeah. There's someone who seems to be coming in and out of the kitchen and sort of yelling at a couple other people. He's an older gentleman, and
I cling on to you, and I'm kind of like insistently bringing you over to where that person is.
so as you sort of like
I
make
gotta
yourself,
do this proper.
so as you sort of make yourself present, you go, "Oh, what? Yeah, how can I help you?"
I'm keeping my hat on. It's already impolite, so he doesn't freak out at my countenance. Oh my gosh, my hat off. I can't.
I think you're cool.
Well, yes. This will go sideways real quick.
He doesn't seem particularly fazed by that.
Okay.
There's enough other rough and tumble individuals in the place that the hat on doesn't seem
Right.
too odd.
Good evening.
Not
he's
really
like-
good at
He's like,
social.
we got a bunch of.
Yeah,
And it's like, you got it, Clem. And he goes, Gil. Gil.
Under my name.
All right, what name?
Thank you very much. I'm just like very junior, and then I follow you and Gil.
Here's
I can tell that all the other folks that the room I'm in that meeting so that we don't give a different name every single fucking day you're there. And confuse everybody.
It's true.
He hands both the keys to you as everyone in the lead of it. So we take half up front. How long do you think y'all be staying here?
Well, at least a couple of days. Let's say 4 from now, and then can we extend if
Yeah. So we take half up front. How long do you think y'all be staying here?
well, at least a couple of days. Let's say 4 from now, and then can we extend if
Yeah, sounds good. I'm giving you aunts and uncles. Okay.
Just to let you
Or at least one of each, in addition to your mother.
They're looking for land.
Your guard is generally massive.
Yeah.
Because
Beauregard.
both. All right.
Yeah.
Urban Garden.
Ermengarde.
Oh,
That's what I was meant. Yeah.
I suppose my. Do I know anything about my aunt, or shall I roll that?
She.
at least we get a likeness of your aunt, so I'll keep an eye out. And you describe your uncle too.
Yeah, I describe.
Hawk nose, fat jowl. No one knows where those jeans is, but the eyes. The eyes definitely is Bradford.
All right. Well,
What
I'll
was
keep an
yours?
eye out. You get into trouble, you come to me.
Oh yeah, what do we do with all of our
I'm still listening.
all of our caravan people?
So
So we had one particular person
Feel an itch.
that
to use
we have one
Oh,
particular
yeah, Daryl.
whipping post
But
that
I
we need
really
to make
want
sure we
to.
hang on to. And I don't know if our cadre of guys just like
But it's
fucking
not. It's not.
deuced out once we got into Kansas City.
So
We're on the well, baby.
Most of the crew are willing to stay on as your hands.
Nobody's
And
looking. Nobody's
There
looking.
was a corral
Are you saying that you would approve
like
of
pen
this?
that
Down.
the bulk of
My uncle?
and if you wanted,
The
most of
shady
them could just
character, then
camp there
by all means, step away.
to sort of maintain it,
Oh.
as long as you pay them the regular salary to do so.
Oh, okay.
Because they would effectively just be.
Or as the one sitting, you probably deserve it.
Okay.
You believe that?
I mean that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna keep those guys on retired. Definitely. For Daryl, what are we doing about Daryl? I mean, I'll take him, but if I take him, he's gonna come back not the
Daryl
same.
and Daryl.
Daryl plus. I wrote down that we got Daryl, but I don't remember what.
No, we
He was
I
one
don't
of the
think we
bandits.
hadn't decided. We got to town and we had.
Right, he was one of the bandits. He's
Yeah.
the one that we left that was like, please don't.
I mean, if nobody else wants to like deal with him, I'm more than comfortable taking him on as my
I think
New
that
project.
Project is a good word.
I don't think that
I
I
apparently
can
had a
really
daughter
take care
and
of
a chick.
people.
Yeah.
So and a dog. So I'm all tapped out.
No.
Yeah, no, I was like, did you say you have a daughter, a Chet, and a dog?
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause we have
A Chet.
Yeah. How else would you describe Chet?
yeah, because you have 2 followers that 3.
Yeah, 3 now.
Oh yeah, she picked up.
I
her.
have Chloe, Jean-Pierre, and Patty.
Oh right. All right.
I mean, I
She
guess
came with her own name, and I'm quite fine with it.
I can take him.
And I have Morris.
You do have Morrissey. You do have 1840s Morrissey. 1840.
Very hesitant though.
No, I'll take him. I already have Bertram.
I'm just I'm all like, I mean, like, I just, everyone else has one. Kind of the thing is just like,
It was his character.
we want
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep
You
his
don't
mind
change the name like that.
intact.
Oh, I won't do anything to his brain.
I know, but
That's
the
not
thing
the same.
might ruin his brain.
I mean, just see how. I'm talking about this openly in front of him too.
Yes.
Like,
So no, I'll preserve it. Like his brain will be
I
fine.
promise he will come back. You're gonna see the same
He doesn't understand
rough
what's
shapes
going on,
he's currently in. With all of his
but he
limbs
understands
and
that something
mouth and
terrible
nose and-
may or may not. I only got one. Oh, I don't want another. Thank you.
Sorry, Megan.
No, it's okay. I already.
I just get one like,
That was all
if you break
real.
his mind by your little toy game,
I have
he will
one
not
that's a
be
little,
any
like,
use to
different
us
than-
whatsoever.
I will not put this clean in front of you twice.
I will take very good care of my points.
I look at him and I look at him and I'm all like, If you are not on your best behavior, you will be a broken man when he is done with you.
I whispered in his ear.
No,
lets
I
himself
think
go.
he thinks it's making it better.
Like Gerald was kind of what I was thinking already.
Okay.
Daryl, we're going to have a pound fest.
Oh no.
Not
Guys, that
fine,
improved Daryl. He's twice as tall as a man now. He can leap over buildings.
You could just walk over buildings and you just made his legs like 5 stories tall.
Since he's coming, since
That's
he's
like
coming,
4
since he's coming with me, I'm going to pay to put him up in a room with a lady, and then I'm going to pay them to make sure they direct him so that he is completely unconscious.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
You know what's on camera. I'm just gonna play it back later.
When it's too late.
She, that you have to sort of like.
Is someone's phone
Like,
there?
I get.
Might
It's
be
it's kind of it's kind
9
of
o'clock.
Yeah,
kind of a
it's
situation
medicine
of
o'clock
how
right
much
now.
money is it getting?
No,
It's like
like they're like, oh no, and you're like, no, it's okay, and they're like, no, and you're like, no, it's okay, and they're like, just knock him out, and you're like, yeah, they're like,
just
oh, okay,
it's like,
okay,
He just needs. He refuses to go to sleep. He really needs to take him back.
You get a moment of like, are we getting paid for murder? Or
no, yeah. Once they realize that's it, they're like, oh hell yeah, okay, yeah, and so like that bottle shows up real
I
quick.
never tried the cranberry one.
Whenever that goes
Okay.
down, and he like
I
actually
was sad, but it was
passes the fuck out, I am going to work on him a little bit to make him
That just sounds
to make
bad.
his face look like burgers.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
And once again, we're being recorded. I'm just. He's just like.
So
working
he's out
on
for
it.
like a
That
solid
just sounds
day.
bad.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, I just need the time for him to not be awake and screaming all
All right, yeah. He wakes up the next evening, all groggy, just done, and huge headache. He's like, what are those girls? What did they?
Oh, did you have a good time?
What a real slim Jim I'm making.
Yeah, you must have been
Did a bit more than
You must have been
Oh, I love that face. Oh, it's my favorite face. Oh, I can't get enough
I
of
was
it. Oh, I
drinking.
love it so much. Oh, yes.
She's
Oh,
like,
I
oh,
love it.
that.
Oh, it's my favorite. Oh, it's my favorite.
He's like,
Yeah.
stop shouting at me. I'll do whatever you want. Just please stop shouting.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
I'm so sorry. Please stop shouting. You're obviously not shouting.
Yeah. So it's been like a day, so I imagine. Or we said there. I'm gonna take him with me to go get the rest of these guys at night. If we have some time. Also, in the midst of I'm also going to start feeding a person too.
He notices his reflection and starts screaming wildly.
Are you guys in the hotel?
No.
No.
This is at the
He's
Gilded
a
Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's in a different place.
Yeah.
Oh,
They used to shout
convenient.
over there, so.
Not as used to shouting.
Not this kind of shouting. Not the shouting as if someone
I
threw
don't
hot
shout.
oil on you.
I turned it around. I apologize.
No, you're shouting.
Not very bad. It's ahead.
Hold on. Let's see
Well,
here.
they're gonna notice that he looks different also.
That was.
What did you do?
I made him look like Bertram.
What a confession.
Yeah, he starts screaming in the middle of the common room.
You've been over.
You guys made it out
There's two
all the way
Bertrams,
into the public room, and then one of the cool mirrors.
Yeah, so I said, my associate's brother here is very
I look like.
Yes, I understand, Bertram.
This is not
It's okay.
My name's Daryl. I'm calling Bertram.
I
Oh my goodness.
just come with me. It's all right. Every single week. And I whispered
And so he's like, fine, at least that's a good way to go. I don't want to know about
Oh, boy. Good job.
Like, he's getting agitated to the point where you think he's going to start talking about what happened.
Okay.
Kitty.
You gotta knock him out.
Yeah, I
Bella.
do I have any of the bottle left?
No, they didn't let you hang on to it.
Okay.
You were just
All right.
surprised at how quick it showed up.
Yeah,
once
that's
they-
true. All right.
That's for you.
I'm going to.
It's on the same street to see how long it lasts.
I'm going to escort him quickly back up.
Oh, yes.
If they let me take him back.
Yeah, they're like, because you seem to have it in control. Mostly, he's just shouting, but all of them are very interested now.
Yeah.
You.
This is why you dominate.
I will. Once we're back in the room, I set him down on the bed.
Hyperventilating.
Yeah.
Freaking out.
Now calm down. I need to make sure that none of your patriots or people who would come and try to find you amongst the people here.
Like shake. He's like. Did you? Are they not dead?
You need to. I need you in another form that I can tolerate. I do not like looking into our original face.
My face is smiling. He does not understand.
Let's go. It's like you're supposed to see this.
You should have taken his eyes out first.
Oh yeah, take advice from the Malkavian. Yeah, this is gonna end well. This is gonna go great.
Stop like it is, you know?
Let's go ahead and. Alright, fine. Such a lot to be about. And I'll go ahead and start putting his face back.
He
Yeah, that's fine.
he's just as agitated, but much more quiet now.
Yeah.
Like he starts hiccuping.
Oh.
Like it's really weird. It's like hiccup, whimper,
I
hiccup,
tell,
whimper.
I look over and I kind of whisper to Rolf. And Rolf comes over and like curls up on him. Support Rolf.
That has a neutral effect initially because he saw what Rolf did to a horse and his best friend. But
Oh, this guy. Okay, yeah.
Emotional support Rolf.
Sure.
Well, they're dogs.
Well, as I've been feeding him, he's slowly getting
that's
more
right.
and more.
But yeah, once you're like done, you're like there, it's fixed it.
Fine.
He's like kind of looking around to for
You wouldn't have been such a baby about this. I would have eventually made you far more handsome than you currently are.
He's like, you started me with looking like the other one.
I needed to make sure that I could. I need to make sure that I could practice with a visage that I can see. So I, made sure that. And I'm explaining like, hey, I'm looking at him, and I'm, testing out, smoothing out here, smoothing out there. All right, good, I got it. You have to bark before you can run.
He's like, okay, thank you. You can see he's sort of like glancing about to try and find a reflection of some sort to sort of see himself.
From hold up, it's like, why do I have broken hold mirror? I can't see myself, so.
Oh no, you can. La Sombra. Oh no, you took that one.
I had this.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you'd have no reason.
Yeah. I don't know, a basin of water or something like that.
Yeah. So it's like, okay.
Is everything better?
Sure.
Okay.
Stop fucking screaming.
Please stop screaming,
Oh, yeah.
or I will remove your vocal.
He's dead quiet. He's on board again.
Is that is good now? We are going to go see my compatriots, and we're not going to see
Especially
Especially not to Hannah.
And you feel very good. You feel very good. How even if you were
eyebrows. Very concerned. He doesn't know what that means.
I'm talking about the same thing that's once in the huge face.
The eyebrows go the other way.
Yes.
Because this treat can involve you
So-
taking off your pants.
Yeah.
That's going to be his entire language now. It's just eyebrow.
So the next night,
Well, once he gets to the
where do y'all hang out? Do you sort of just?
Well, like most of us are in
It's-
one place.
Oh, you can go hunting. That's what you was talking
Oh,
about.
I was gonna say, is there a so where does the group meet? Like, because that's probably where I would have us conduct any sort of business that we would need to do together.
Well, let's see. Paul, you meet you. Yeah, Paul, come around. Yeah, Paul shows up at Pam's place.
Like, when Frankie wakes up, like, and notices that he's like, it's just flipping down the room, just like cursing and throwing things, like, Terry, can find him and stab him right now. Stab him in his eyeball, and then his other eyeball, then I'm gonna stab the two eyeballs together.
You hear Frankie's up.
Yeah. Abe pulls like a little leather journal and then puts a check mark. Had the conversation. Second time.
She did like a
2 out of 4.
like a decoder ring that tells you, reminds you which one she is that day.
At this point, he's mapping it out, and it's like, well, how many times do I have to have this talk, and how should I have this talk?
You're learning some skills you can put into. You can translate to XP.
Yeah, no, I barge into the room and then shut the door.
Like, nice. Oh,
One of the neighbors, he gonna beat that child.
right. Yeah, well,
So you have that conversation.
yeah.
I take a picture.
Uh,
We talk.
as the rest of you sort of filter out into the common room of Pam's place for the evening, before hunting, what have you, you see Paul, Hickory's boy, hanging out by the like small bar of the common room of Pam's place, and he sort of like waves and flags you down, and motions to a table that he sort of had reserved for. It seems like everyone to have a seat,
Everyone
as in.
all of us
As
right there.
in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra chairs.
Are we there also?
Well, not yet, because he heard that a bunch, or he came to Pam's place and people matching your description were staying here.
Right. Most of us were listening.
Yeah, and he's like, I know Hickory's out right now, so I just wanted to check in and make sure y'all were getting settled in, because it seemed like y'all wouldn't be headed out anytime soon, unless you are, in which case that's fine too. But wanted to make sure that you.
Yeah, everything's
Thank
fine.
you so much for the
Sharp,
information.
sharp, sharp. Everything's just fine.
It'll be okay, girl.
Are you still Frankie right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm now Frankie. I was Eliza last
Okay.
time. I'm cold.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
now I have a choice. I don't know why you laughed on that.
I have some makeup in there if you want to complete for him.
No, it's
I got Sharpies right here.
Got a lot of Sharpies.
I had every color of Sharpie.
Dude, sometimes I just think of her character from the one shot, and it makes me so happy.
We did a vampire one shot out at my work,
Oh,
and she was like an East Side Chola whose cat was named Paco El Gato.
Yeah, very much. She had to show up for court, so she had her best khakis with the crease on.
Oh,
Clean. Oh,
saying some choice with book fashion.
I mean, but at least she knows she tried. So
Oh, yeah.
that can, that,
she got clean khakis.
Them khakis are pressed.
oh, very. So anyway, why are we here? He's like, well, because y'all came over.
Yes, and you'd like us to meet someone. I'm sorry, I totally missed like a portion of this because you're giving me the phase like you should know this.
Oh no, this is him getting confused.
Okay.
Oh yes, no, actually, yeah. So
See?
in two more nights,
Yeah.
it's court.
Yes, yes.
We're waiting for that
Yes.
to be introduced to court.
Cool.
Paul's hopping in because he's pretty sure his sire, didn't give you guys the full rundown.
Yeah.
So that's why he's here to help with that.
Yeah, so I just need you to say it and not be like, oh yes, I heard you all. Yeah, just tell us.
He's like,
I'm so sorry. I've
like-
been living in a pot in an oak box, a cedar chest, for the past week.
he's like, you guys can hunt all over town. It's fine. Just I don't think, or yeah.
Don't slaughter people in trees.
Yeah, he's like, I think you can be calm about it.
Fred.
Cut them loose.
We court is held at the schoolhouse. On the southern side of town. Very informal. You know, it's not at all like what I've heard St. Louis is like. So, BDs. He's like, and yeah, the prince will have one or two things to say about you guys staying around, but everything points to you guys are welcome to stay for a while at least. Where's the rest of the crew?
Oh, go right ahead. Oh,
They are staying at other establishments.
Okay. I'll go meet up with them. Okay.
one of either of them.
Yes.
Either of which?
Yes.
Oh, the cat houses. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
I feel like Frank is just like she's talking about boobs.
Okay. I'll stop in there. All right. Yeah.
That's not wrong.
Any other questions before I head off?
We do literally have stabbing and jabbing.
That was my expectation. What's tonight? When's it?
2 nights.
I'll figure it out.
He's like,
Where can I use your
our flats down the street to the left, off to them, and
do you have an archive, or do you keep an archive?
no, ma'am. It's all oral tradition, if you will.
I was about to make that joke, and then you did it.
Bill high-five someone randomly.
Out of nowhere. She's
Right.
like, I need a high five.
I heard a joke.
Right.
Mile down the road, but I heard it.
What?
Lots of documentation, which I actually have quite a bit of.
Oh, that's
Copies.
all right.
That's nice.
No.
No.
The most non-committal. Yeah.
That's so great for you.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Like a knife in my hand. Put it back down.
Play multi-deck.
Do you
Purposefully stabs yourself at least once.
Yeah.
do you or somebody you know have any idea of, like the comings and goings of people living out here?
Yeah. That's kind of what sure.
This is kind of what we're talking about.
I just did a pen paper looking for Terry Bradford. Terry Bradshaw?
Oh.
The person who's looking for this person.
Oh, yeah, no, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I heard about them. So the lady got herself married to a Mormon at some point, and then basically we ran him out of town. And then the gentleman who claimed to be her brother, I think it was her husband.
So the Mormon got run out of town.
Oh yeah, they came through here, and our prince didn't like it too much. They weren't real welcome. Neither did the citizenry either, really. So they moved on. And so this guy Tori, Tim, Terrence, right there, it's right there in front of me. He ran after him off the trail. So
they're no longer in town.
no, not for a while now.
Alright. I heard that he left this year about months ago and he was going in that direction.
West, after the wagon train. I don't know what he was planning to do when you get there. That's a lot of armed men. Oh yeah, no,
See
they're
where
all.
your head's going, girl.
It's like they're all over town.
Cool your horses.
You hear the thing where he says they're all over town. No, the flyers.
So the flyers.
Not that I can see.
Okay.
Did you know?
Who printed these?
Gotcha.
Who printed these? It's supposed to cost quite a bit of money to do.
Oh, so they run them at a decent price.
Sure. That's great.
All right then. Evening, and he's like, if you order anything, it's on my tab for the evening, so feel free. And he's like, I'll go say hi to the rest of your crew.
We are at a hotel.
Yes, I know. I'm hungry and I'm bereft of my normal social life because I have time for this.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Say hi to your pa.
Oh yeah, well, as soon as he comes back.
So like, I asked somebody for breakfast to the sheriff's office.
Yeah, it's north a little ways up a few streets.
Wait up.
Who's Bertram's?
Are you
who's
actually
Hickory's
right.
son,
Yeah.
or Hickory's child?
Yeah.
And he's like, the German.
Yes. Pardon me if I forgot your name.
Paul.
Yes, Paul. You're a Hickory's boy.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot your name too.
As I
call me
remember.
Frederick Paul Ludwig von Schlichten. But my friends call me Frederick Paul.
No, we don't.
Pretty
So,
sure I call you Tim for
Mr.
that.
Freeman, Mr. Frederick.
They call me Fred. That's
Yeah.
what everybody else insists on calling me.
It's Fred.
I shouted.
And then Felix once.
Wait, what? I don't remember this.
Yeah.
In case you don't remember, this is Bertram.
French.
This is Rolf. And this
Daryl.
This is Daryl.
And he's like,
Howdy.
Like one.
I came to greet you and fill you in on anything you might need to know about the town, as court's in a couple nights, and I already met with the rest of your associates. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's on his way.
I see that you've already found one of the local watering holes, as it were, and
Oh yes, and rather comfortable. But, it's bright and a little flashy and smells overly perfume, but it's fine. It's fine.
Smells like fish.
This is fine.
perfumed fish.
Yep.
Ew.
This isn't France. They pay here on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's a frontier town. A little bit of both. And he's like, yeah, like I told your friends, you know,
Yeah.
you're welcome to hunt anywhere in town. Just make sure you clean up any messes you might make, and try not to leave, or try not to not leave survivors. You know, just take a little sip, move on to someone else's table. You know, we try not to have too many bodies go missing around here.
It's in-
How do you feel?
I pull out the straw. Do you know how hard it is to actually like not kill somebody with this?
He's
Like,
like,
yeah, fine. I will abide by his sorceress.
like obviously he's not like he's about to try and like work something out, but like he appreciates that you're willing to work with him.
I shall mind my own consequences.
I'm slightly off put by the fact that I just can't wholesale slaughter people on a regular basis.
Yeah, no, and he sort of understands that, but
go off and see if you can find out how to convey directions off in the city. So good day, Paul.
and he like turns around and walks purposefully to the Jaded across the street. Are you headed to go meet up with them, or are you gonna go?
Yeah, I
out?
was headed to go meet up. Okay. Oh, I thought he caught me right outside the door to their place because I was already headed over there.
No, you had this whole thing with Daryl.
Oh, that's right. I did. Yeah.
That cut into your time.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
That happened.
Okay.
So
Well, now I'm headed back.
So you're there at your table, ready to get to work for the night, and you've put in a couple of hours already. It's a good day. It's a good day. Oh, has anyone felt the puncture yet?
Oh yeah,
Who'd you get?
Celia.
Oh yeah,
She said if I needed anything, and I did in fact need something.
she was a very good sport.
Oh,
She
that's what
was
she was into.
quite a good sport.
Well, I mean, she would have been into it anyway because I have a hog.
Oh, right.
I always have riders.
Yeah.
And
There's always a
and so after a little bit, she how do you feel about her sitting in your lap? Because she would try it a few times.
I was actually going to say that, but that's what was happening.
Oh yeah, she's
Like, oh, hey.
she's all yeah she's there. She's present. That's her new post, so to speak.
They all look in your
I left now.
And like the other guys at the table are you can always tell that their eyes are like looking around to see where the cards are being hidden. You know.
It's like, oh, I cheat, but not that way.
You know exactly. And so
Right.
you put in a little work, and then you look up and you see Paul, and he goes, Bill.
Hey, Paul. Hey, come over here.
Yeah, he's like, I see you've met Delia.
I in fact have.
And she's like, oh, you two know each other.
Paul happens to be a very close friend.
And she's like, ooh, we're all just real good friends. I like that. And Paul's like, hey, Delia, could you go grab us a couple drinks? And she's like, all right. And she twirls off and goes over.
I guess.
And he looks over at the guys at the table, and he goes, and he goes, gentlemen, you should take a break. And they all just go, yeah, I gotta take a leak. They all just sort of get up and disperse.
You have a surprising amount of clout, little Paul.
As he looks back at you, you see the irises come back into normal, and he goes,
You.
he's like, it's easier. It's easier that way.
That would now be a perfect scene. Not the lady left your lap. If Paul sat in your lap and just had a serious conversation with you. All right, now they're gone.
Yeah, with the eyes.
Right?
No.
So anything you need.
He's like, yeah, I've met the rest of your friends this evening, and just wanted to make sure everyone was making themselves at home.
Yeah, I'm fine, actually. I do have a question though.
Sure.
Is my
Was Paul there when you all showed up?
I don't know, because if Hickory's not necessarily, because Hickory's not back yet.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know where your
Oh, I imagine he's out hunting.
Okay.
Sometimes he disappears for days at a time. It's usually when he's out.
Hunting.
Yeah, we kind of do that sometimes. And It's normal.
No, it's fine. It's not. Don't worry about it.
All right. He's like, just so I cover all the bases. 2 nights from now, church or the school in South End. That's where court happens. Very low key, very very informal. And yeah, you can feel free to hunt the rest of the town if you like, but it looks like you're set up here pretty good. Some other locals come through here and do their thing. So just as a heads up, you know. But there's more than enough here to go around, so that shouldn't be a
I'm not
problem.
gonna start.
No, just let me know in case you're territorial or something. You know, it's best not to be out here.
She's kind of blinks at it. What are you taking me for?
Question to the DM. Not
He didn't ride the trail with you. He's just met you a few times.
No, I
so I have an infectious bite.
Yeah.
Do I have to tell you who I'm biting? Like if I bite random citizens?
No, it's just gonna be fun later.
Wow.
Omara's had an infectious bite, which is why she never fed from people. They offered her blood as sacrifice.
Oh, I thought she was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, she was poisonous. That's why she never bit anyone to feed.
Okay.
They would bleed themselves for her.
I guess I thought infectious meant disease, not.
Did you have any other?
It was Amaris had a like I think we switched the theme a bit.
Yeah, because
She
it was
wanted
a
to
Both
snake
look
poison.
up as
Yeah.
Delia
Yeah.
She was snake themed, so poison
comes
instead of
bustling
infection.
back,
Yeah.
and Paul goes, "Have you met Levine yet?" Oh, he looks up and goes, "Oh, hon, no, I'll have something a little stiffer than that." And she's like, "All right," and she like turns around and bustles back and is like,
Hey-o.
"Levine thinks she's his friend."
What?
It is a very funny story. So just Levine's not a threat at all. Just letting you know.
It's moving a person there.
He's a person. Yeah,
Oh.
he's kind. But we try not to have people missing unnecessarily, that sort of thing.
I'm not gonna cause any trouble for it.
No.
It's just as bad for me as it is for you to cause trouble. I'm just here playing guys.
And that's and no, it would be him starting the her starting. Well,
Hey, all I gotta say is that she offered. So
yeah. So mostly,
It's complicated.
I ain't gonna start no trouble. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna finish no trouble, but I ain't gonna start.
and that's fine. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, thank you. Okay. She comes back with a shot and a stein because that seems to be what you usually go for. Although she ends up drinking most of it for you, which is nice. Now what you do? And she's like, "Let me sit in your lap, Paul." And he's like, "Oh no, I need to be off. Thanks, though." And he like leaves the shotguns on the table. And slowly but surely, the other guys come on back as if you guys. Oh yeah, okay, all right. Let's get back to it.
It's really going to get weird is when you realize that, after Paul doesn't just sit in your lap, he also sits in this is how he normally does things.
Did you have other questions on that?
No, so I
Just sort of thing.
got to see the canon.
Really, and
That's
that's the thing now.
Everyone sits on everyone's
all right.
lap.
So, yeah, you can get 2 or 3 out of Delia without too much trouble, and then and then who's going hunting?
I'm going hunting for stuff. I mean, I'm going to look around the sheriff's office, trying to look for this printing job.
How much blood are you trying to get tonight? Roll me a d10. What'd you get? Cool, you get the 4 you need. And,
I just sweet talk people out of their blood.
yeah, you head over to Pam's place and there's no one there. Everyone headed out for the night.
Wow.
All of my retainers are sickly. I cannot feed from them right now.
Well,
Why are they all sickly?
Because she
Because
drained
that's
them.
all I've had.
Oh, that's why you've been eating.
Yeah. There's been their batteries on the trail.
Yeah.
I don't know what is the
That's why I'm so happy and Patty.
Can I have a little? She doesn't like you. We don't think
Yeah, that's it's. Well, fine.
there's only one left.
First from follow me, Daryl. You
It's eating.
and we'll head back over to the Bannered Mare or
Jaded.
the Jaded Crane.
Vendor's there.
Wow, that was very good. Where did that come
That
from?
crossover.
Like, I'll go
Yeah.
wherever.
In walks the menagerie.
Oh, Fred! Hey, this is my friend. Come here.
She's
I
just
just
doing
kinda-
the air that we're in.
Is it on a spin on that? Get
And I-
friendly?
No.
All right, let's all trade
Um,
laps.
I sit down at the table.
Clean
I
laps
sit-
down.
Right.
I
Everybody just switches.
Clean laps.
I produce
Yeah, there's a small civic building that seems to do
produce
Not a
some
cool-
out
Yeah,
of
it's
my
gonna go spend the night with
my
the
coat.
This will be spelled
Give
out
it to
as
Sarge.
Sarge.
Just go off and hang out in the corner of the
Assume the position.
and Daryl
The Prince's lap is the talking
has a lot
stick.
of wad of cash.
Whoever needs to speak to the
And,
court.
So drink.
Somehow in the future, Iria hates this.
He like steps on over to the bar and
Bring
just
your seat in the chair.
and pulls out a small amount of it and sits down and takes.
I'm 100% getting him on the
Very optional.
that's what I'm looking for prisoner
Stop.
Stockholm sitting down. I'm 100% Stockholm sitting down. Hello, Bill.
So resigned.
Yeah.
I'm just looking around at this.
Happy.
So resigned.
Not like that? I just, we're
No.
already here.
I
No,
feel
continue.
I feel since what is this such word?
Oh yeah, look,
Yeah.
just-
How many parts did I don't know what the actual
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Tis B5.
person.
Yes. What do I need to? How much do I need to pay to get into?
Oh dear, you're gonna get so much money.
What happened? Sorry, I was.
I said, how much? What do I need to just put?
It's like $1 any. They're
Yeah.
going. They're playing for cash. They're not paying for huge amounts, but they're not paying for pennies either. So.
I mean, $1 is still kind of a large.
Yeah,
amount.
it's a serious table.
In 1849, it's
Do you have change for a 10?
look at that high roller man there.
Delia goes,
Carrying you
because she's right there.
Yeah. that's
Click on her line.
Can you help me with that?
She just gets digging.
That's the
And he's like, oh yeah, here.
Like I handled dead corpses on a regular basis, and this wad of like boob sweat covered cash is like.
To be honest, I would rather touch a dead body than someone else's boot sweat.
You know what? That is true.
Unless you're Sasha.
So I like start carefully like folding dollar
I think
bills
we could be the only
and
one
put one in the middle of the table.
Does that say?
It's over here.
So
So
I'd rather touch a corpse than someone
various ladies attempt to sit in your lap, in Bertram's lap. You see Daryl like shoo one away and just sort of like not
Nobody
really
shows Richard.
That's right.
She explains the game to you.
Okay. So I'm supposed to get the highest.
A couple of other people sitting at the table, like, don't know. They're like, "Oh, is this another fucking ploy? Like, is this thing?" Like,
Well, to be fair, this
This
was
is
never
another
a
scam.
ploy. It was only a ploy to them because they were like, oh, girl.
yeah,
That's right.
So that all unfolds.
Just gonna say.
You find the sheriff's office, and
It's a closed version.
Well, no, well, there's a
Perhaps we could take a piece of my skin and put it in
Oh,
there's a younger.
Just like peach colored ace.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's the real challenge would be because you can make it thin enough, you can make it this stiff enough, but it wouldn't have the right tone.
No.
Like it wouldn't match the cards.
It'd be a little too.
Hey, wait a minute.
Obvious plan.
Yeah.
That ace has got arm hair.
Isn't that the mold? I was like,
I have a mole.
No, it's not freaks out because their face is different.
No, you actually see a younger lady with a rifle across her lap, sitting out in front of it.
And wait, like the place that posted the printing was done was in the office or around?
It's next to it.
And that place is closed?
Next to the sheriff's office.
It looks closed. Like there's a building attached to the sheriff's office that you're like, I guess that would be. It's not obviously like a print shop or anything.
Okay. I
They probably use it to print wanted posters.
totally obfuscate at this point. To dot.
All right.
I am casing this place to see if there is an entrance that is not anywhere that you can see.
Nope, that's the only entrance to this building.
Windows?
Yes, they have bars on them.
Sheriff's office.
It is the
Probably
sheriff's
a
office
jail
/ jail
Yeah.
/ local printers /
Hair salon.
Wow. And then in the very moment that I'm in, I kind of wanted to stab someone. And that person is my way.
No. You don't touch that girl. I actually say that out
You
loud.
say that out loud?
Yes.
Do you say it loud enough for her to hear?
Yes, I don't care.
Oh,
Yeah, so she was sort of like reclined, just sort of, hanging out, and then she like sits up, and the gun starts to ease off the lap.
Mm-hmm.
So, evening.
Evening, ma'am. No worries. I got this.
so like these bars, how close together are they? I'm
Yes.
fairly small
Yeah.
and also acrobatic and used to like bending my body.
Are you used to the box trick? Is that
I'm
what
not-
we're going for? Or
Whatever.
these are like a few inches apart bars.
Are they even like?
I don't think you could smash your cranium through.
All right,
with
girl.
a good amount of grease.
I was
babe.
waiting for her to be like, watch me fucking try.
I mean,
I
Girl.
mean, kinda.
You gotta step away from this.
No.
A dressing room.
I'm addressing you. You gotta step away from this.
Oh no. Oh no. Shit's about to go down.
I'm not gonna stop.
It's not face, Mom.
I mean, no.
No.
You're making a mistake, girl.
No.
I'm not making a mistake. I'm looking for information. And now you've just made it awkward.
What do you think? Think about what do you think you're gonna find in there?
the young woman is like looking around trying to see who this imaginary child he's scolding.
I just want to know who saw him.
Trail is 2 months old.
I don't care.
Look, if you're gonna hunt something, don't become hunted too. Like, you gotta play this game on your own terms. You're too heated, you're gonna make mistakes. Alright?
Not like I was gonna go stab anyone. It's all out in the open now.
So,
Yeah, the gun is she's got good trigger discipline, but there's still a concern.
I mean, I could, but I won't.
Good. Then come back.
Yeah, let me just drop off the skate in the middle of like.
Alright, We're stepping away from this.
All right. Yeah.
There's nothing for you there.
Fine. Can we just go get something to eat then?
Yes, that we can do.
I really love turning on the picture. The TV thing. It's great.
Walks off somewhere. Still hidden.
You hear not loud enough that any other creature would hear it, but you still hear sort of a "Oh, come back now." You hear?
I actually tip my hat. Sorry for the trouble, man.
Oh, it's nothing.
Just too much to drink. Too young.
Alright.
She didn't see it. Her
No,
walk in, right?
No,
So
it's just she just hears this voice and he's talking to it and it's dark, it's night, maybe it's fine.
this is fine.
So maybe it's a fucking devil.
Yeah.
As Satan will jump from behind that garbage can.
Yes.
She
At
doesn't
least
look at your
one
face
Satan.
and then she will think Satan. I mean.
Alright, let's do it.
My
Alright,
favorite thing
so,
we can cast as Satan.
Okay, I find something to eat.
Like, I was
Someone
dressed as
where I'm
Kindred.
Right?
Rhymed in a
How much blood do you guys need?
I don't need to.
I don't need too much.
Alright, go ahead and roll a d10.
I got a 9.
All right, 10.
Alright, you top off.
Alright.
And I spend the night telling you that if you're gonna go on a hunt, you're gonna do this right. You're gonna know what you're hunting. You're gonna,
I mean, I'm mad for about like half an hour, and then I kind of just go,
Once that blood kicks in, you're much less irate.
yeah, I was
Really
angry.
angry.
Yeah, you're just angry. I was gonna say hypoglycemic, but I was like, nah. Because blood.
So you like Hikari? This is sort of Hikari's house. We shouldn't make a mess here, right? He's not gonna be happy with us.
Mhm.
That's not okay.
Why do you think I didn't stab him?
Yeah, no.
Good.
You did the right thing. I'm telling you, you did the right thing.
Okay.
This is us agreeing. You did the right thing.
Right.
Why are we arguing? Cool. So, any other business for that night? No. Good. Yeah. Daryl appears to not talk to anyone. Like you're pretty sure he said a few words to like the bartender and whatever girls tried to approach him, but as far as he thinks, he hasn't spoken at all the entire night. So,
Turned into
How did I
fucking
get
Snake Eyes from the G.I. Joe comics.
know.
He's like, I may never speak again.
is this really his first time encountering this game?
I would think it would be his first time encountering, probably encountering poker. Probably not his first time playing any sort of card game,
Right.
considering.
Right.
So if it's bluffing we're talking about, I have manipulation and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Romeo.
I probably don't beat her. Or anything.
No, Romeo manipulation plus subterfuge.
I got a dot of subterfuge. You can do manipulation with subterfuge. It's only 4 dots. I'm not supposed to be good at cards.
Yeah. 56.
That's two successes.
You do pretty well for a first timer. Like you get the idea. You goof up a couple hands.
At some point or another, I'm like,
Somehow you end up with 10 cards at one point, and you're like, Jin. They're like, stop taking the other decks from the other tables. Let's just have one deck.
I look over to I have all these
Don't shoot.
there are four that say A on them. Do they all is that good?
Full.
You're no fun.
And like the rest of the table, like, no. He's a ton of yeah. Like you try and find a rhythm, but there's not one to be had. Like it's just,
all of mine have hearts on them.
that's right.
How peculiar.
I like the these have faces.
I keep imagining Bill has like amazing hands every time this happens.
You've never seen, or Delia pats you quite a bit this evening.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
We're having fun. It's fine.
How is Bertrand doing? I give him $1.
He's just overloaded. He's happy to be outside and seeing the world.
I do ask.
You weren't asking him to do things constantly. It's
Dahlia's
great.
you have room food here?
Oh yeah.
So then you get something for my Martina over there. Someone that's involved in the stream. Everybody quiet.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. And so like,
The timing was too
Yeah.
good.
It's a big one.
oh, I'm sure he does. All right.
Wow.
Hey,
And she's like, oh yeah. So she spins off and you see a few plates show up for them. And they dig right in.
Sorry, every time you see she spins off, I just imagine she's like, ha! Twirl!
it's like accelerator twirl.
She
Yeah,
kinda-
exactly.
She kind of tries. Like, there's definitely she has someone who doesn't beat her constantly, so she's having a good time.
Sure.
You know. So yeah, so you guys have actually quite an even night, all things considered.
Oh, Bill, this is fun. I'm going to come to do this with you all the time.
I'm giving you this once.
So that night goes by. We go another night. Up a willpower, down a blood point. You can go hunting to get it back.
Abe wakes up, pulls out the journal, listens.
Okay, not that one either. Nope, not that one either. It's the same too. Okay, fine.
I'm going to start.
Who is it tonight?
I have woken up as Eliza again.
Well,
Closes
breathe.
the
Brief for one night.
I'm going to start feeding Daryl. And I'm going to start feeding Daryl.
So
He's
yeah, I woke up and I
he,
just have an
he's
awful feeling.
Yeah,
I was very
it's
angry.
the first time in a doctor situation, but he's
I'm not
along with it.
using the straw.
And no, yeah, and he's very susceptible. Or yeah, once it all happens, he seems to accept that that's what's happening.
I do something
And I start
awful.
by like if it's whatever mixing the blood with wine or whatever it is to make it more palatable. But I'm going to keep it so I can start.
Sure.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, she's just sniffing.
No,
She
she
was-
like came out of the kitchen.
Oh yeah, no,
You
no, I
told
saw her
the
in the
order,
kitchen. She
that's
snuck
fine.
around the table.
I'm just taking.
Oh, I messed up her.
You're good. How you feeling right now?
Yeah, you do.
I feel bad.
I'm going to take 2 blood points from him.
Uh,
and use 1. So,
I'm going to
All right. Yeah, you get that blood point back easy. You've got a nice steady supply, and she's vivacious, so she's good. She's good for a night
How
or
are you,
two.
girl?
To be more.
Do you guys need another? Or so this next
We'll
night
get to
goes
it.
by uneventfully. I think at this point you might actually be able to all meet up at Pam's place
Gotta be
before
patient.
everyone heads out for the night.
You go for being hung.
So has Daryl's gag
You're
order
not too early.
maintained to be in place, or is he at least now?
Oh, he's just not allowed to talk about that first night.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Oh no, I didn't say.
Okay.
I'll explain to him later.
Take a breather.
I think he realizes that he was just being extra careful.
Wait,
Now, since we have
take a breather. I didn't even do that.
talk about now, mostly innocent. You are now.
Focus on what you hear.
Myself.
Oh,
Just like my friend last week, don't find anything else. Maybe go west.
Well, you're like more coherence and parts.
More than you knew a few days ago, yeah?
Coherent. Whoa.
that's a lot of. That's a lot,
Oh,
that's a lot
you're
of
in trouble
consonants there.
now.
It's a lot more syllables. So I get that comfortable.
So where are we all?
So you all. So
I mean, I
would you even wander over to Pam's place to say hi, or are you just living it up?
I mean, she would probably go over before they go to court, so they could all go to court together. But I don't know that she would have a reason unless someone told her
No, that's fair.
that they were like, "Hey, we're gonna meet up." she would have gone, but if no one, I don't think she would have a reason otherwise.
Would you have attempted to visit the next night or no?
I would go over to try and play cards with her again, and then
You get thrown
get
out.
promptly get the stare.
No.
Well, we're fine.
Like
As in I-
you totally turned Fred in one evening. He was like, fine, I guess I have nobody else to hang out with.
I'm not
Now he's
exactly
like, I want to do this all the time.
And then I never knew hanging out. I never knew spending time with peasants was so fun.
You also said not looking, just points it behind her.
Everybody's like ducking out of it.
If so since she's obviously not comfortably staying around there, I am gonna go meet up with them because I don't have anything to work on tonight.
So as you guys are getting ready to go out for the night, Fred shows up with his small entourage and greets you all as
Hey,
you're about to
Fred.
go out for the night.
Well, hello.
Oh.
I'm gonna stay in.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to start singing the poem.
Oh. So when you propose this to, so you find out Pam works the day and Clem works the night. Husband and wife duo who run the place. And so Clem is like, sure, all right, but you know, if people heck you don't make any money, that's on you.
Just nice.
All right. And so yeah, before you start your set, in comes all this situation.
Honestly, I want to stay because Eliza
I see
thinks
her
that was
opposite.
amazing.
Oh,
Oh, I guess I'll just sit. I don't have I've been the singer.
Oh,
It's song for days.
yes.
So do you catch him up at all on anything, or are we just gonna stay for the concert? Or?
Well, I mean, I don't have anything to catch them up on. I've been
My friend
Doing
is
my
standing
shit.
around, we'll hunker down.
I think the most I would say is I show Fred this flyer and say, so this man named Terrence Bradford,
this
you
bitch I
can
know.
totally do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, so
So please don't.
I'm sitting here, like, I wish you. I want you. I look over at you. I look over at you, and I say, anything I want to?
well, you know, if you catch him before I do, I'm probably just gonna shoot him. But you know, he's fair game at this point. Lowdown is wherever this guy is, it's fair to take down.
I don't remember this.
And Miss Sterling begins. Mrs. Sterling begins her set, and yes, no, it's fantastic, and it's some of the most culture this town has had in a while, and it's a lovely evening.
Sorry.
You get that heckled after a while.
After a bit, you
My robot.
some of you wander off to feed.
There, she probably would have heckled you
I felt like if a bullfrog was an angel.
Go back to England.
Faster.
Anyway,
I should probably spend the night after getting something that we
So that night goes by.
I
Yay.
wish I could be that pretty.
what?
Is there a place in town that, or is there a place nearby that would sell things?
Oh yes.
Oh,
I give Daryl
Uh-huh.
another chunk of money,
Uh-huh.
like whatever small amount. He's probably talking most of it, so it's fine. And tell him to go buy, if you can find a place, go buy the two of the most expensive decks of cards you can find, and bring them back to me.
I'll make her look like.
He has
Wow.
tried to give you some of the money back at the end of the night.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, then I'm giving him a pile of cash to go do with whatever.
Because he doesn't trust it. So But then, yeah, he goes out and he finds some very nice. No, he finds some very gaudy naked lady. Decks of
There
cards.
we go. That's probably the most expensive. This has got bosoms.
You should have been more specific in your.
You're not there. You're playing cards.
Bill is just thinking about it.
You don't get Bill sits up and goes,
I was right.
These are fine. You were correct. I was not very good on my wording. I will take that. That's on me. That is my bad. Please take these back to where you got them from and see if you can.
it's the most sad you've seen him in a while. He continues to listen.
I hand him one of the decks and say, you can keep this
This one's yours.
It goes into his pocket like it was there already, just gone.
Like, he just thought that was he liked
one.
it.
Takes us back to
Lifetime companion.
to the place you got them from, and find a classy.
Those class bronze.
Think about someone with this culture. Okay, I know it's
Confused look.
something that doesn't have a naked ladies.
So he's like, all right, fine. That's
Two of those, please.
Yeah,
He keeps that other one.
yeah, okay, sure. Sure, okay.
So I thought that was classy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not being cultured.
Look at that class ass lady right there.
So yeah, he comes back with a couple real nice nice stock.
Okay.
Good
I mean, she's wearing her
good
shoes.
cover on them, and you know they actually have like French on the side of the box. It's like, yeah, these came from somewhere nice. And he's like, there we go.
He's raising the bar and take your shoes off.
Very loyal. So.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Because
then
the blood is kicking in.
I pocket the one and I start kind of like shuffling and like trying to get used to it because now I like cards apparently.
Remember, the hat thing takes 6 months.
Yeah, that's gonna be part of it.
Yeah. 4 hours a day. Whatever the line is.
Wow. If Phil liked you, she would show you how to do that.
Yeah, I
She
know.
doesn't. Teach you well.
Just
The
so
next
you're
night.
not confused.
So next night after that,
Yes.
Okay.
Lose a blood point, gain willpower. He pulls out his journal.
It's very confused.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Three.
man, why did
three
you go to court like as Tasha? Oh well, that's okay.
Another check.
It's just like that.
So I mean, I was like still in the night before that.
Yeah. Court's at
Then it
midnight,
was-
Oh, so we went through all of them now?
which gives you time to feed and get to court. And so if you want to feed, you can go ahead and get that blood point back. And Delia's very sad that you're not going to spend another night. But she understands that, maybe you got things to do. That's all right.
What are you today for?
I am currently Tasha, and
to the
I
other
am
side.
I'm waiting
complaining
for you
about
outside
having to
the
sit
bar,
around
whatever you
and
call it,
listen to
or
boring people.
and as you exit upstairs.
Is there going to be a mean
Very
judge
much
there?
No,
like
I don't think so. I don't think so.
My
It's okay.
apologies.
You like hickory,
I
right?
feel like I have offended you in some particular way.
Hickory.
Oh yeah.
Used to
Yeah, he'll be there.
Oh, he's nice.
culture
Yeah.
is the
And
Oh,
she
he
said
went
to
showed us where the dogs are.
you
Maybe-
can offend me, I just don't like you.
Oh,
I was trying to be nice.
I'm
So-
Yay.
I am far more Bill. I'm far more
If you come to
comfortable with
this-
not liking these and we as
Okay.
long as I didn't offend you. So,
No, you're
Sit
fine
down.
on that part.
And you listen.
I have a gift for
After
you.
that, I'll go with you. We'll throw some axes.
Really?
Yeah.
Apologies for what's the
Can we
circumstance.
throw them?
And I pull out the deck of cards.
She's very
Well,
If
we'll
I was
start
going
with
to
It's not
wood.
made of human skin,
He
is
does
it?
not go to-
and then once you get the hang of it,
I just
then
give you
we'll
an idea.
practice with it.
She She takes it. She looks at it.
Hey, what's everyone laughing about?
These are nice, I guess. Shoves it in there.
I want to see. I
I
want to
You
see what are
can't
you
wait
doing.
to
I want
bridge
to
those
see.
fuckers. It's so hard. Oh, it's gonna
Yeah,
crack
they're
me.
not paying attention to me.
No,
People
no.
aren't paying attention to me.
But yeah, the crack-alongs.
We're not even there.
Yeah,
No,
we're
yeah.
we're outside of
I see.
the two
Yeah,
the
we're-
two
Whorehouse.
whorehouses.
Betwixt two whores.
Betwixt
I
two
thought we were reading
whorehouses.
it already.
Oh,
A memoir.
I read that.
That's a one man
How does
man
much
show.
sex is
Yeah.
Betwixt two whorehouses.
Two whorehouses.
Okay.
Memoir.
Well, then I'm
One
bored.
night only.
Surprisingly little sex in that book.
Right.
Right.
And yeah. After
Are we
that,
leaving
make my
yet?
way
I'm
over to
bored.
We're waiting for the others.
So you guys get to the schoolhouse.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually a one room. It's like a 1-room building, and the back blackboard
Oh,
has.
this makes me think of the building where the teacher always told me to sit still.
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
Remember what you promised.
Yeah.
Throwing axes.
Okay.
You gotta be quiet.
All
All
Do you
right.
bring any of your entourage, Mrs. Sterling?
Are they still consumptive?
No, I'd say everyone's pretty well fed at this point. I was like, do I bring Patty? No, definitely not bring Patty. I'm still mad at Chloe for what I mean. I don't think it's appropriate. Yeah, so no, I'm all alone. Thank you.
So yeah,
Just it's appropriate.
so you guys kind of pile into the schoolhouse. There's an older gentleman with a nice waistcoat, pocket watch, nice mustache. He's human though, you notice. But he sort of sits there like he owns the place. And a much younger woman, very nice figure, sort of swarthy almost. She comes in and she's very comfy with him. They must be like father and daughter or something. And she comes over. She goes. Hello. No.
No, that's really bad.
Yeah.
What was that supposed to be?
That was me having a stroke. Your giggle tells me otherwise. All right. Heavy-ish Italian accent. Okay.
Oh, really? That was what you were
I don't know. I don't know why I keep thinking of what's her name.
Well, obviously, the
Guevara-
person who does the
Guevara.
best Italian accent around here is John.
Which is which
That
is
is
not-
sad
which
as
is
shit.
no. Yeah. No, and I thought of that for a moment, and I was like, Constantini. No.
Mine is the trash Montreal Italian accent.
That's it. That's all. There's a lot of layers on that one. She's like, welcome in. My name is Cleo Vestali. This is my husband.
Oh,
What the fuck did I name him?
I feel like I just say that. I thought that was your dad because I'm Sasha.
And she goes, only in private company.
What's that mean?
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
She
we'll
sort
talk
of,
about that some
she
other
sort
time.
of twitters like
When
a
you're
little
not here.
embarrassed over at you, and she's like, has she been this way long?
Hard to say.
Okay.
What's your name, Cleo?
Vestali. And I forgot what I named that schmuck. He's Beauregard. Sure, why not?
No,
That was Beauregard.
Everybody.
Don't waste that bad as a name.
Yeah.
There you go. Reuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
perfect.
he's got a sweet
Are you
mustache.
kidding? Some people you murdered are going to be NPCs later. Don't worry.
I know,
That's
I
what's
know.
fucking happening. And he sort of like nods and and she's like he's the headmaster of the school. he also runs the orphanage down the street. And she's like, yes, quite.
Are you going to tell me to sit still for a long time and not say anything?
No, why would I do that?
I'm gonna tell you to sit still and not do anything. It's like, Tasha.
Oh, are you going to throw axes with me too?
If it will make you think funny.
Really?
Yes.
They're not gonna call me.
And she introduces herself to you two, and she you pick up on a little more old world hospitality, and oh yes, and Mrs. Stern, and Ms. Whatever your last name is, I forget.
Alan.
Ms. Allen, that's right. It's like I remember Hannah.
Well, now she's in a. I miss my husband.
Yeah, and she's like, oh dear, passed away.
No, it's just been a plant.
Oh, I don't know what I would do. I can think of a few things, if you don't mind me saying so.
I just rifle up the necklace. Have I gotten any?
Not yet.
Oh,
She's like, the torture.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's it.
No,
No.
hands. But just like she's just sipping on the energy. All right. And
all the torture.
you see Bernard shift uncomfortably just a little bit.
None
Down an eyebrow.
really loud.
Please tell me she's a Tory or that just feeds off the trauma.
Oh, stop reading my notes, guys. I'm not reading notes. Stop looking.
It's the best fucking idea.
And so,
Give me your gossip. It's sustenance for me.
Right.
how do you think she likes having an orphanage? Those little shits have all the trauma. So anyway,
That's what I
So
say.
you know what I heard? Do tell.
So,
you
Are
have
you
my
sure
rapt
anyone-
attention.
is there anyone here that Tasha would think is her age?
Not yet.
Okay.
She's actually Cleo's kind of the closest, really.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
and she's
wow,
kind of
that's real weird.
a little bit.
I have a phone.
Oh, please show me. Oh yeah, no.
Very
She's
daintily.
there for you. She is there for you. She has subscribed. She's clicked the bell.
What is that?
She was, Bo, come here. And he comes up on the street and he's like, yes.
Look, he's smiling.
And he goes, grand gentleman, yes. And he's humoring so hard.
Don't give two shits.
No, yeah. And she is living for it. Meanwhile,
Don't get her started on telling a story.
Well,
We'll be here
that's-
for 3 days.
well, that's going on.
Every 7 seconds you get it. Quite.
Oh no, he's lived with this woman for long enough. He spices it up. And indeed, I do say,
There we go.
indeed.
You go on.
And like he'll even string a sentence together at one point. Like he's he's in to win.
He knows how to play that game.
Oh yeah. Well, if you remembered any of the pleasures of the flesh, this is a good deal. It's a good gig he's got going on. So, rock on. Meanwhile, some of you may feel a sudden chill as heavy boots clap onto the wooden floor of the schoolhouse, and it's your turn to be hard. Hickory stands in the doorway, puts his rifle against the corner of the wall, and comes in and sits himself down on one of the benches along the side, and just sort of like head nods at whomever's there, who makes. Paul comes in a moment or two later, and he goes, Paul, and he goes, what? And meanwhile,
Other way around him.
It's
not Paul playing it.
No.
Oh,
Paul called him Pa, and Pa called him boy. So no, it's the all at the end. You gotta key in for.
so telling the story at work today. When
Uh-huh.
this family came in, parents, daughter, son-in-law. Son-in-law was Australian. He was a ton of fucking fun.
Oh.
But I told a story about how when we were in Idaho, my niece called my dad, and he was like, "How's my baby?" And he meant the dog.
Oh God.
And I was like, "I'm fine, thank you." And then the Australian looks up and goes, "Well, if it's your niece, how can she be a he and say?" And then I was like, "What are you?" Like, all of us stared at him, and he had to repeat it 3 times. And I went, No. You missed the comma. It was in Oxford, so I see why you missed it."
Really? You actually said that?
I straight up said it so quickly, and I was so fucking proud of me. And the
Nice.
parents, the parent-in-laws, were like, "He's Australian." It's like, so yes,
Nice.
Oh.
That's well played.
that was it was very.
No.
That was in Oxford.
Right into the net.
That was
That's
so.
Swoosh. Let's see.
Those are the
What
times I was
other
really
random bullshit am I doing to you? Right. Paul sits at one of the desks. They're actually pretty sturdy looking things, so it doesn't look too silly for him to sit there.
So are they individual desks or what are
Oh yeah, they're individual desks. And then let's see here. And then this hawkish individual, tall, fit, keen eyes, steps in, and like you realize that Hickory wouldn't be the first person you'd see as you walk in.
Right.
But of course the head like sort of swivels, and he goes, "Hickory," and Hickory says, "Hingsby." Oh, sorry. He goes, "Theo," and Theo then stands over next to the chalkboard and just sort of like settles in. That like that's his post. And shortly thereafter, another older gentleman in sort of a 3-piece with a string bow tie comes in, takes off a bowler, sets it on the desk in front, and he goes, "Theo, Hickory, Paul," and they'll say, they Barrett, and
Sir.
yeah, and you hear Barrett go, "Bo, may I?" And Bo's like, "Of course." He's like, "All right then," and he like slides up onto the desk and sits on it.
Ratted down.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
And he kind of looks at what's going on.
Who's on the desk?
Barrett
Barrett.
So wait, the desk in front?
on the teacher's desk. He just slides up on and sits on the edge of the bowler next to him. And he goes, "Howdy."
Hi.
And Cleo goes, "Oh, what? Sorry. Oh, hi, Barrett." and he's like, and he says, "Mrs. Stolly," and he goes, "Hickory's been telling me y'all are a right crack crew. Glad to have you in town."
It has a. What is it called?
That's an obscene word.
I'm Barrett Hingsby. This is my town, but only by the grace I share it with these individuals here. This is Theo Carpenter. He's my right-hand man, sheriff. And if I had a left-hand man, it'd be Hickory here. He's our gangrel primogen. Young lady with young lady with personality. I'm sure you've met her. She's our Torador primogen. And I think y'all know Paul. Yeah, she's like, I believe y'all know Paul, and he's introduced me to all of you. Ms. Allen, Mrs. Sterling, young Miss.
I don't remember you.
No, yeah, Hickory told me all about you.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Hey, Murray.
Yeah, he's like, sure, Murray. He's like, Bill and Frederick von, pardon me at the end there. Schlieven. All right, well.
Bill Vandy, knee snapper.
Yeah, he's like, all right then. So you've been in my town 3 nights and haven't had the urge to kick any of y'all out. So you're welcome to stay a little while longer. So we're all on the same page. 1 year from the day you arrived. He goes, you've got 1 year. If you're not out by then, you better run this court. Unless, of course, you wish to stay here permanently. We have a process for that as well. Mostly just a vetting process to see that you understand the way we do things around here. But you've been surviving in it so far, you got most of the rules down. Anyway. Any questions? Anything addressed? This is time to go about it.
I have one very pertinent question, I believe. I noticed there is human sitting there.
He's like, oh yeah. There's real tight lip. He's been part of the crew for a while now, especially since they're an item.
Is he cool?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my bad. My apologies.
Oh yeah, no, that's a reasonable thing to ask. But he's like, if you didn't know, they're legally married as well.
Very, very put off by this particular concept. It's like married.
Oh wow.
Marrying.
It's not cheating if it's your dog.
Oh no.
You offended this mistake.
Yeah, I really respect dogs more than people.
I think
I mean, I back do.
Oh yeah. So of course you're like, oh wow,
Oh,
the way they live out here. Oh my.
Very improper. Very
So he's like, but otherwise that's not a problem right now, is it?
Oh no, I am trying to understand the dynamics of this course. Our previous place was
Is Welling with like
That love is beautiful. I think you should run.
Standing the way of their love.
He's like, no, that's fine. We try to speak plainly and honestly out here. There's not a lot of jihad maneuvering out in these parts. So if you have a grievance, we air it here, and we try and work it out without teeth coming out. But it's been known to happen.
I do. You also bring up the point of
Just like that the other thing.
since we are being
None of us really called it into question, so no.
until this phase.
Unless there's something in particular you feel you need to be forthright about.
Hannah stares at him.
Considering Hickory's already talked to him about me, Hickory knows. Yeah. And no, Hickory is informed you of my intentions and compliance, and I don't believe you'll have any problem.
I just got to say, he's nice. He'll make you a present. He made me a present.
He sort of goes, oh.
Don't accept it.
I want my present.
He goes, No, if it has utility. Nate, it's real hands.
That was the one I was trying to say. But
I mean, could you make them out of vellum? I mean, just...
Oh hell yeah. No, yeah.
Of course I can.
that was a pun, and it was also gross.
He goes, Javier told me that he made it pretty plain that, if you're going to be doing any of your particular hobbies, that it'll be, in a way that doesn't disrupt the general populace and etc. I believe we understand each other in that.
Absolutely.
All right. No, that's fine. If you keep your nose clean in this town, and we all understand each other, so we're fine. If not, any one of us are welcome to leave.
Right. Yours and all other noses you own. Remain clean.
Oh, noses are refreshing.
He's got a bag.
It's time for my favorite game.
Get the nose on the Google.
That's right.
I've got your nose.
Forever.
Never get it back.
You have a question.
Yes. Is your court
Just escape at night with big sass.
He's like, as of right now, no. It was a bigger, more organized court than ours. We have much more simple, much more pressing concerns being a frontier town. If there's reason to do so, we will. Do you guys have any compelling information that we should be aware of that might want us to double check on that? All right.
Dave will actually stand up next. Are you ready? So, apologize, not too great at the formalities part, but I'm sure Hickory has mentioned the circumstances in which we left our previous haven.
Everything went on fire.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I heard. Yep.
and I don't know what our plan is going to be going forward, but I thought I would mention it. It's twice now that I had to leave havens due to Sabbat incursions, and just wanted to make you aware. At one point, looking into the matter into the previous haven, so anything you need or you feel you might need or have use for, I'd be happy to provide. I have little love for them, so whatever we can do to help keep your haven safe, I'd be happy to do it.
Oh, absolutely. We'll definitely. If any of the boys have any dirty work to do, I'm sure they'll be happy to have your hands involved too.
I really
Great. Almost as if on cue, there's a knocking at the door, and the sheriff, Theo,
Special.
opens the door. He goes, "Oh," and he gestures inside, and in comes Perry. He still looks real rough. And in behind him walks this person. This person looks like
oh hey.
10 miles of bad road.
I see.
Uh,
All right here.
he looks like where the prairie dogs were.
Oh.
And
Wow, that's rough.
And he comes in and he goes, "Oh, some of you made it out. You recognize this as Theo, a Nosferatu ghoul from St. Louis."
Wait, the girl was also named Theo?
Yeah, he's like, "Did you guys survive the attack?"
Looks like it.
The entire room. And Perry nods like he's heard this story.
No, Theo, they're all dead.
She actually like behind the handkerchief.
He's like,
I look at.
Give me the glare.
She doesn't actually use dominate, she just glares.
he's like,
You take out your eyesight, son.
he's like, no, I
How
was
did
there.
you survive?
He's like, they missed me. I ran.
Theo, you keep saying they. Who is they?
Savant.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's like, I was in Vernon's Haven, and they came in through the sewers, and they were trying to flush us up above ground where there was the sun,
Just like a bunch of splash.
and we fought, and they took down Vernon, and if they took make it, so I came out this way because I knew at least there were.
Did the right thing, son.
I look at.
He's bewildered. There's like
Yeah.
a little tremor to him too.
Right.
You're not sure how long he's been without.
Listen, up north, they took entire cities, didn't leave anybody standing. No one knew. So, believe you me, you did the
I
right
don't
thing.
know if that helps right when you say it,
I'm like,
but you get to the end of it
You did
because
the right thing.
I look at Barrett and I'm like,
he's like, well, at least we don't have to investigate. We know what happened.
aren't you worried about something happening like that here?
Oh yeah. He's like, but thankfully,
Mhm.
our court just doubled.
Oh.
Did you say?
Yeah, that's why I was just like, oh, I was like, yeah, I filled all the tasks.
And you're all outnumbered by the tornado.
Yeah, it's true. This boy.
Sorry, I'll just wait.
He goes,
Oh yeah,
Your
there's
direction.
four. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Who's our fourth?
there's Barry and Carrie.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I almost put myself.
I know, right? I was like, don't you put that in yet?
Okay, Megan, you were lucky.
So she, after like trying not to laugh, she goes, "Darling Theo, please come here."
and he's like, yes, ma'am.
She gives him a little hug and whispers the calming things that she says to people, like your
So-
calming capital.
So everyone sort of realizes what's sort of happening there, and so everyone else sort of just like let's that go on. Barrett sort of leans over to the sheriff and he's like, "All right." So what? And the sheriff is like, "I think I got something for that." And Barrett's like, "Okay, then let me know when you and Hickory are going to get to work." And he's like, "I'm sorry, we'll get to work tomorrow night." And he's like, "All right, sorry I had to do it." No, it's funny because as he goes, "Didn't mean to dress you down like that in front of new people, but you know, he's like, you gotta make sure." And he's like, "You're right."
What's everybody whispering about?
And he sort of looks up and he's like, you're an astute little one, aren't you?"
I bet she is.
Good. I guess she comes along with the package.
100%.
A package?
Good.
Make a change.
Make a great little scout, I'm sure.
Believe me, I've removed limbs from about as easy as it would be to remove them.
All right. How long you been one of our kind, Missy?
Hmm. I actually don't remember the timeline, but it's probably at least 10 years.
He was like, oh, all right, good. Made it this far, then you probably made it a while longer then. All right. Good. Well, that sure is news. All right then. Sit down, boy. You're making me nervous. Perry just sort of like slides over to one of the desks and sort of sits down.
I look at Bill. I was like,
Bill's like,
I just stare at. She gives like the school teacher glare at Bill too. She's like,
hey, to be fair, Megan wasn't going to do anything, and then Tony was like, are you gonna let him die? And I was like, I guess not. So this is Tony's fault.
this is totally the DM's fault.
Don't worry.
I just think this is where the best
Oh,
stories
look,
come
look.
from.
I mean, don't worry, we'll get that board right.
Oh, yeah. So after he sort of sits down, Barrett sort of just like shakes his head as if to clear it. He goes, all right then. Hickory, Cleo, Theo, this Theo, like, because the other one's like, War Council, my house, 1 hour. And both of them just nod their head in unison. And Hickory goes, Barrett, and sort of motions toward Paul, and he goes, yeah, Paul too. Anyone else want to join in for a little strategy session in about an hour?
Are they discussing the ways to deal with
A potential Sabbat incursion, yes.
then yes.
All right.
Yes.
Down the street about 4 blocks left. No 2 blocks. House on the right. Just come on in.
So just petting, shushing.
Yeah. Do you need any blood or?
No, I'm gonna
Just-
discuss
just
that
sort of-
really. Yeah, I'm just calming.
He's going into fucking.
I'm just
He's like
glowing.
detoxing.
You need your
Like a
promise.
vampire lover, you know.
So I'm gonna have to bow out of that meeting. Would you mind taking some notes? We can discuss.
Absolutely.
You can use one of your
You do-
hands.
You do what you need to do.
Hands you a scroll of German.
Well, the problem
That's
is,
what I've taken.
is that it's all going to be illegible because I'm going to have freaking Daryl write it all down. So, or did Bertram, and it's literally just him writing the
Oh,
word
it's
French
okay.
over and over again.
Just backwards
Yeah, both of them.
R's. Keep mental
As long as you
notes.
remember it, we're golden.
So he's like, all right. Any other business? All right.
Sorry. It's still doing like has to pause for humming for a minute. I've taken into putting on a tiny show. At Pam's place. Is that going to be
No, that's fine.
wonderful? Thank you.
Good, all right. He he wasn't sure what this show was
Yeah.
until like a couple songs, and this one was like really pretty. Then he figured it was okay if he hadn't heard about it yet. Then it probably wasn't. You know. So he's like,
Everybody's dead.
he's like, all right then, court adjourned. Thank you. And he sort of stands up.
Yeah.
And he comes over. Barrett walks over to you and Theo, and he puts his hand on the back of Theo. He goes, "Young man," and he goes, he's like, "Yes." And he goes, "So you gonna be okay on your own, or do you need someone to look after you?" And he's like, "I don't know."
If I can't figure that out, I will let you know. I'm kind of already on this subject.
You're ready laid your claim.
Not quite. Not quite.
She knows what she's
Oh, I
doing.
see. You need to bring him
I have.
to the
I have.
others.
I
and see
have.
if he fits
I've been
the
waiting
set.
for. Lisa has been waiting for everyone else to go away so she can talk to somebody about about the Theo situation.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think as soon as court was adjourned, I skipped out. It was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Next time.
Yeah, it is.
And he goes, all right. See you in an hour.
Yes.
All right.
I'll do it.
All right.
Thank you.
And he turns around and starts walking out.
Miss Adler.
So he stands up.
Yeah.
Talks over to Harry.
Harry's sitting there at the desk,
Yeah.
and he looks up and he's like, "Hey,
So, how are you?
He's over here.
She's over here.
he's like, I'm still not sure."
I guess that's progress. Three words. And then nothing. For what it's worth. I'm sorry I put you in this position. It's the first time I've done this. It was that and he let you die and I panicked. So I mean, at least it shows I care.
Aw.
Yeah.
What? Like trying really hard to smile, but like
Yeah.
failing miserably.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh,
Oh, when you put it like that, like
all right."
You know, I've been there too. I didn't get shot, but I was dying of consumption when I got turned.
And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah, it happens sometimes. There's a whole thing with it. But you don't have to worry about
You
that
got the
part.
cough.
As far as I know, it doesn't work that way. So, you know, pros and cons.
Oh my goodness.
he's,
So
he's-
yeah.
Wow.
This is the best speech
Okay, has got back.
Way to go, sport. So how you doing there?
Has been comforting Theo and is once again humming to him, but like
Right. I'll just stand there. Somebody go flutter that damn flag.
he's
like
like, he's
this
like,
is the best spectacle I've seen since I was
"This is the most talking I've done since we left."
And I appreciate that. I'm honored, honestly. Yeah,
And that hit me as it's so much.
that's true.
You're
I
correct.
don't know. He made some of it for me.
Yeah.
So, I get it. Take your time. If you want to talk about it, you can talk to me about it. It's fine.
Where are you staying?
Oh, it's great.
Yes,
no
it's
longer
again.
interested.
Stay over at the Jada Current. I got a nice gal who,
You sits on laps.
I mean, not like that, but I mean, she's a nice lady, and she can make you feel comfortable. And that's
She'll
what
make
you're looking
herself
for. The
comfortable.
other gals there too to do things. Guys too. I don't know.
He's got really
Oh my God.
But you're welcome to come stay if you would like.
All the awkward questions.
It's an interesting place. I enjoy it.
You see a slow, deliberate hand get the arm elbow because he's like, "Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
Maybe I'll see you later tonight or tomorrow."
Okay, that's good. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll go. It's fine. Yeah, you know where it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard though.
This is Carrie that's talking. To
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My son.
Yes.
I mean, let me find you a lady. It's fine. Right?
Right. It's been a week.
And then she's like, okay, I'll give you his space and go over here.
after she backs
Bye.
off a little bit, I look at her and I'm like,
I lean over to you after
just to throw this out. We
you.
are staying at Town's Place. Which is very, very lovely place.
And I'd like you.
However,
You should have
lots
expected
of
that.
experience with culture, lots of knowledge. If you
I
have any
appreciate
questions,
our antagonistic
please feel free to ask.
thing going.
I will. Thank you.
By the end of it, she'll probably like you. But
Oh no, I hope she doesn't. That's the
I
better
think
part.
that she will, but
So
won't
what's
say.
going on
By
here?
the end of it,
Yes.
I'm going to turn Daryl into a grand bottle
What
collector.
do we have?
So
Theo.
I'm,
We have
I'm,
Theo.
The hands are actually going
I'm
to have
soothing Theo. And
Okay.
Miss Ellen,
Yes.
I seem to have collected a small amount of people at this moment.
I know.
And while I do feel the need to
They're like Pokemon. You gotta catch them all.
help this poor little thing, I think he might be more comfortable in your help than mine. And I also think it might be an asset to you to have someone around,
Wow.
as I do.
Her mouth just gets very thin. She's like pressing her lips together.
Only in the sense that when that had happened before, I did have to send something out back after you. And it would be pertinent to have your own help in case I am unable to once again.
title it and borrow. It's your own.
The drone people.
If it is not your liking, I can take care of it or also go to who was that?
Oh, the prince?
Yes, thank you.
Barrett? Yeah.
Yes, Barrett. I can also go to Barrett and have him taken care elsewhere. Still gently calming,
Yeah,
touching the
right.
lamp.
I'm like, I look at him and I'm like, yes. I look at Theo. I'm like, Theo.
Please. Go ahead.
So
Oh, you hear, you all briefly overhear Barrett sort of talking with the sheriff and the line. Just got rid of Smith, Young, and their ilk, and then the savages, and now this. Like you hear just a little bit that there's definitely a temper in there somewhere. And
who's shouting or not shouting? Who's bitching?
Who's
the
passive
prince
aggressively?
Oh, the
sort of
prince.
bumbling?
agitated a little bit,
Yeah.
talking with the sheriff.
Yeah.
And the sheriff's like, "We'll deal with them too." And he's like, "Good man. Yeah, you're right. You're right."
Why?
So what's so what's going on? over
So
here?
I'm offering Theo to Miss Allen as a new pet.
Yes,
Because I have 3,
she does.
and they're hard to take, and you don't get any more.
I have enough of a coach for you.
No one
This is
has
fine.
lunch for
I'm
anything
simply
about
asking that if he is not going to be
You have a creature.
taking up this
That's what I do.
Nosferatu. Yeah,
And a dog.
says I might
Yeah,
be
well,
able
also,
to
really
fix his
should not be
face.
taking care of anybody.
Hungry.
Well,
Well,
hungry
once
comes
she
takes
starts
care of
ruling,
herself.
It'll
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
more-
it depends.
more
I was going to say,
familiar-
does that actually?
No, the more familiar with the culture, with the those of you more familiar with the effects of the blood.
Yeah.
Yes, he is likely like this because his sire was an Nosferatu.
Right.
Yes.
As that blood kicks out of the system, that will fade off,
Okay.
and whoever picks up on him will start to adapt accordingly.
and look how
So-
lovely she is. Is that what we call?
Just kidding. I actually know what your character's supposed to
It's like, okay, I don't know. It's like,
She looks like
She looks like a person school princess.
yeah.
School governess.
Yeah.
She looks like a person school governess.
She's
I mean, she's not like super pretty. She's got like kind of a plain face.
Takes the
but she's not, like,
trunchbull
ugly.
but less Olympic. And actually refined.
So Jane Eyre,
Yeah,
plain.
Yeah. yeah, exactly. So she's it's not like, oh god, what is
certain people want her to spank them with the ruler.
She looks severe or stern. I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of
Her
got it.
resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she just looks
He's sort of like almost uncomfortable at this point now with the soothing. He's like,
No, I let him go. In the moment,
Yeah, yeah. The
like,
second he sees, yeah, no, he recomposes after,
yeah, he let it go.
and he's like, "Dismiss." Or no, yeah, he was down.
Because they've already been quite acquainted. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if I'm, you know, this is a good day. This way.
He's like,
I have created the best thing ever.
Like passed it on.
he's actually good physically.
Okay, he doesn't need.
No, he's just he could probably use a little blood.
Okay, well that's what I meant.
Yeah.
He's got the
But she's not used to doing this, so she's like,
Yeah.
"It's good."
Y'all got any more of that blood?
I do whatever you want.
Yeah. So you can kick him off one block point back at the hotel.
Okay.
And you find
Leave back at the hotel with all the other kids and tools, people that we have.
It's either athletics
so
or
his
brawl.
name is actually Balthazar Terinsky.
Is that what the short
Well, that's what Theo's short for in this case.
That's fine. First one.
Balthazar.
Terinsky.
Thanks for that.
T-E-R-E-N-S-K-I.
Is he Russian? What is he?
Yeah,
He's a Polak?
he's Eastern
Yeah.
European.
He's one of them old world people.
The opposite.
Hanging out
Wow.
over here too long.
While this is all happening, I hold up my end of the bargain. So we find a secluded spot, I light my pipe,
Alright.
Oh, you're fine.
and then
I'll
Find
get
a
you
nice
back.
stump.
Yep.
And let the
Yeah,
axes
that's-
fly.
I teach that girl how to throw axes. And I'm like, no hatchets, full length.
Oh
Only.
wow. Okay. I mean, I seriously just rolled back the dates.
Battle axe.
So shortly after your discussion, Harry just sort of
Chunk. So like my first one
Heats
misses,
himself
and
up.
then my second one, I think.
and sort of aims himself at the door,
I know I don't think I
And sort of,
might actually
you know,
do
sort
that,
of
so that would
plods
break it.
out
But I'm like,
and just sort of off into the
We'll pick
night.
him up.
Yeah, what are you doing?
say it's
Um,
Yeah, no. I figured like I'll show you how to course correct it. Like you used to throwing knives. These things are top heavy. You gotta lift it up.
Just gotta have some spin.
Yeah, use both hands.
Alright. So now that you've met the Kansas City Court and a ward council, so short version of the war council is basically a rotation of ghouls throughout the day, incorporating the new resources, as well as a rotating post patrol at night, and just being a little more aware and reporting any rumors of movement that
So what are you doing? Just put in his face. She's leaning in my ear.
Oh, there we go. That seat. Okay.
Aww. That seems really awkward, but cute.
It is.
She's just perfectly seated.
Yeah.
She like backs him a little bit to her ass. More square.
Yes.
So war council.
I was a little bit glossing over it, but if we want to get into it a little bit more, that'll be in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
'Cause we're good for tonight. So, let's do another 3 XP. Keeping it low for right now. And but before we completely call it a night. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh.
So after you feed Balthazar, would you leave him back at the hotel room while you go to the work council?
Yes.
Oh,
What's his name?
Oh. I mean, you can call him Theo if he goes by
He
Theo.
goes, but he has gone by Theo for sure.
So yeah, so the exact name is
I also stay at the hotel and continue with our show. As well as
Well, as you're getting ready for your set, you see Theo stride out of the hotel shortly after Hannah leaves. Do you take note of it, or you just
Yeah,
like, oh, he's out on
my
his
gosh.
okay.
No, I what?
Oh Jesus!
Just being coming.
You
No, I immediately like.
literally
Oh, where are you off to?
Back that ass up.
Oh, just out for a walk now that things are
No, I don't actually. Say that.
okay.
I'm very much like,
Yeah.
oh.
He seems purposeful.
Yeah.
He's on a mission, as it were. Very confident, which is strange, but just less than. a few
Yeah,
minutes ago.
exactly. So I'm like,
Yeah. On your way to the War Council, you see Balthazar, and he stops in front of you, and he says, "I am Nodding Hawk of the Toka, and you must return the talisman."
oh no.
So we'll call it there for the night.
Yay!
Oh.
I want to do a goddamn thing.
Fun.
Well, okay, guys, I'm sorry. I think I just pissed off a whole bunch of Native American gods.
Well,
Yeah, I thought they told us
this
to take
is
it.
this is 1849, and we're a bunch of white folks, so that's
We just start wrong.
that was
And like,
that was
even
bound to
lighter than
happen.
usual because
I'm
we don't
being
have
That was bound to happen sooner or
One
later.
person told us to take it.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily speak for the entire.
Well, most of their tribe was like that.
Yeah, I
but
thought it was all like you take it and then we'll leave or something.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
but I don't know because I don't know that's the same tribe.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
It
might
might
be.
be another tribe that's like, hey, white people should have our tokens in our movie.
Yeah.
It also,
What on earth just happened?
I think he's
That was me DM cackling.
Yeah, he's enjoying
Because
Oh,
this
we're
is
over here
exactly what it needs
Oh,
to
then
be.
we read the Werewolf Wild West book, and now
Yeah.
we're all gonna die.
Say goodnight, internet.
Good
night.
night.
you mean chasing our demise so we can